We can stand for the pledge or prayer and then remain standing for the pledge, please.
All right, praise God, our Heavenly Father, we thank you again for this day, and we thank you for your many, many blessings. And Lord, we just ask if you would be with us today, give us the knowledge and wisdom that we need to make the right decisions. We ask you to be with our employees at the courthouse and 911 and our law enforcement. We ask that you put a hand of guidance and protection over them, Lord, and keep them safe. And we ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Sir, the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for coming and being seated. All the commission members are present. Lauren, administrator. Call the meeting to order and ask for approval of the agenda.
Under correspondence, we added the Public Service Commission letter, the assessor report. Under new business, the Sheriff Department camera, which I was told about, forgot to add it on Thursday. County clerk hire, assessor's office hire. Under appointments, we had Mrs. Fisher added, and under miscellaneous letter from Magistrate Court.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve.
So moved.
I approve that also. Minutes of the previous meeting. Lauren is giving us a copy of those.
I haven't approved, there might be some typos. I'm bad about putting mad instead of made, like made emotion, don't say mad emotion, but
Well, some of them are mad.
yeah. And for some reason, the word the is ETH, but I'll go back and fix some of those, but.
Yeah.
If you spell check, doesn't catch it.
Oh, okay. Did you receive a email from Gary now about? Yes. About the property down. Yeah. And Lauren, if we could hold the accounts payable exoneration in the states until the end of the meeting.
Yes, sir.
Has the Solon grant check came yet?
Which one?
Stock, the one I did for the
No.
dog wedding. Harris buttons came, I gave them to her and asked her if there was someone techie who could program them, so she was gonna have Hinchy try to do it, because we don't have anyone in this now. But they did come. Did you all take care of that letter to Trooper Five, or did Lauren? We're working.
I got a copy of it here.
Lauren did it? Lauren Trenter?
No.
Lauren Turner.
She did it.
She.
I think I got a copy of it.
I didn't know anything about it.
Yes, she sent me a copy. I thought I have it here. Let me look.
Well, as long as they got it, I assume it was something I needed to do.
No, you don't have to do anything.
Okay, perfect.
Sorry.
That's all I needed to know.
Well, thought I had it here.
It doesn't matter. I just need to know if there's something I needed to do.
Nope, you don't do anything. I do want to. That's, we went over and met with Garlington. And they wanted to know if we'd put an article in the paper. I wrote that up. Can you, see if you need to add anything or correct anything or make it? Where's it still?
Going into.
It's going into the newspaper.
Yeah, I can take a look at it.
They wanted to know if we put a letter in the paper telling them about their fire department, and they've been getting a lot of criticism. And so Roger and I went over and met with them. Dutch had another prior meeting, so he wasn't able to attend. So there was probably about 10 people attended, I think, and he gave us, we got some of their stats and a little bit of their plans, and I wanted to put that into a letter. I wanted to get it into the newspaper, but I wanted you to look at proof of it before. I had a letter from Lauren, and I meant to bring it. I thought I had, oh, I found, but I don't. That's left it.
Make a motion to approve the minutes. Second.
I approve that also. Okay, West Virginia Public Service Commission, we have a paper, checking the amount of $2,234,956.68, representing a disbursement of wireless 911 subscriber fees. We mailed directly to the West Virginia State Auditor's Office for the 911 center. Is that running about according to budget or is it a little higher?
About $10,000 or $12,000 higher.
Perfect. Again, we received another monthly statement from the assessor. Basically, it lists the dog tags that she's collected. Total revenue collected, dog tags, coyote management, county dog tags and municipality dog tags, $3,035.25.
What's that 80 cents for coyote man? Is that a misprint?
No, it's
$8?
$8.
No, it's 80 cents.
Oh. Yeah, because that's 10% of the
Ten
$8.
percent of the $8, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, I got.
And the 720's down here at the 90%.
Yes.
I did not part with the dog taxes.
What's that? Yeah, I bet you did. You had 2 or 3, right? Okay, then we received another report from the Mineral County Dog Warden. She picked up 10 dogs, 25 cats, 9 cats for carryovers. She was able to give away 14 or sell or give away 14 dogs
8 cents.
and 8 cats. And an invoice for September from the Division of Corrections, which is our share of the jail cost, $28,317.52. And I see where per diem went up to $45.97.
Yeah, that's where we at.
Was that where it was?
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason I was thinking $45.25. So we're happy with $28,000 jail bill. Still higher than it should be, but we're happy with that because it's a lot lower than it has been in the past years.
Are we gonna talk to the new grocery attorney, see if he won't help get some of the 30
Yes.
days?
Yes,
Good.
when he comes.
They pay their
we need to do
own
that. Yeah, when
jail
he comes,
bill.
we need to do that.
I think even outside of that, the focus should really be more on home confinement. I think
Well-
we're gonna have way more success with more people on home.
Well, you might be, but,
Which is why
everybody can't be on home confinement.
he needs, actually, we need to work on both of those,
You
really.
know, you're almost never gonna get your money for the reimbursements for people who can be confined to their home. You know,
I don't necessarily agree that we can get some of them.
Okay, we received a permit modification notice from Alliant Tech Systems, which is ADL. They always notify us when there is a change in the permitting. It's usually for disposal of some sort of chemicals or something they're gonna be burning. Really, we don't have a lot to do with it. It's just they notify us of this. Because they have to send a letter to the EPA, send a letter to the commission.
And it's in my office for public review.
Right.
I have a section there in my office that's for public review, and once it goes there, it just never goes away. Those 6 boxes at Kim and, Cindy's door.
All those,
That's public review and it has an indefinite date.
seriously. Can you electronically, can you scan and put them electronically?
They're already electronic. They have to be there physically if anybody wants to see them.
Wow.
That's where I put all my crap when I'm
I
reading.
know, that's what we use it as a table because they're so big.
Okay, I'm gonna jump down past John Staggers. Potomac Valley Conservation District invites us to be the guest at an annual awards banquet, October the 27th, beginning at 2 o'clock in Franklin, West Virginia. RSV,
There's a reason you should have done
no, I haven't seen John's letter yet.
that.
It was an email, period, it's just, it's there.
Okay, I get it. All right, I did miss it. Okay, John Staggers is emailing a request to be reappointed to the Newkirk Public Service District.
His term expired June 30th, and of course, they're going through their,
I, John Staggers, would like to be reappointed to the Newkirk Public Service District Board for another term. Thank you, John Staggers. I think he's been a good board member. And the town of Westernport is issuing us a notice of the Christmas parade, inviting us to come and attend and be in the parade if we would like. I hope this message finds you well as we approach the upcoming holiday season. I am thrilled to announce that Westernport will once again be hosting a joyous Christmas tree lighting on Westernport's Main Street on Wednesday, November 27th at 5:30. And we will be hosting an annual Tri-Towns Christmas parade on Thursday, December the 5th at 7 o'clock. These cherished community events bring together residents of all ages to celebrate the spirit of the season. Once again, we extend our heartfelt gratitude for your continued support, involvement in the community, and we invite you to attend these events. And they sent us an application if we want to be in the parade. Commission order correspondence. Okay, we're. The old business, boards and appointments. Do I have a motion? I'm waiting on the guy on Stagger. I'll second the. For that also. Public service.
Where's the magistrate's letterman?
under miscellaneous. Or do you mean in your stats?
Oh, okay, you didn't put it under correspondence, you just put it,
No, cause I didn't really think, because it had to do with security, that should be public record.
okay,
And if it's a correspondence, it's a public record,
okay,
so because it was security, I didn't want
okay, I just wasn't sure, wasn't sure where it was gonna be.
to. I was trying to,
Okay,
because of that issue, I didn't want that issue being out there.
okay,
Okay, update on courthouse annex and improvement project, and we have a letter requesting a drawdown for the following invoices.
Yeah, the bill actually went to the last commission meeting, but it wasn't approved, and since it was 451,000, it should really had a motion for that.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve the drawdown, $451,865.87.
So moved, second that. Now, is this it?
Yeah, there's the letter attached to email, and then that's
Well, you got different numbers.
the drawdown. Okay, if you look at the email, it's got the pay app and then Montum. So it's
it's
Yeah,
not.
Mon-
$448,696.60.
Yeah.
Oh, you, okay, there's where you got it.
Architect.
That invoice isn't attached.
All right.
It just went through, it's just-
Say things didn't add up.
No.
Okay, yeah, and I'll second that.
Okay, and I approve that also.
I'm sure I'll forget something, but I'll bring it back to my report if I forgot something. So family court is 90% there. I don't know if you guys have been in. It is ready for court tomorrow. Dutch walked through with me Thursday, walked through with myself and Tom and Jeremiah. The Supreme Court came and pulled all the cabling. They did some really questionable work in a couple of places. But all the cabling is pulled. Furniture was delivered yesterday, again, that was all Supreme Court. but the courtroom is ready for court tomorrow. There have been some delays with a couple of the access control things, but the suite itself is secure. And we're working through that. Camera systems up. Finishes are kind of what's not done. There's still a little bit of work to be done as far as painting and trim pieces and little things like that. The suite is definitely usable. I believe Judge Rock and her staff will be moving in later this week. The phone system should have went live over there today, or yesterday. I've got Global coming. I'm meeting with Chris at some point to look at that server room up there. He's gonna go ahead and start, running the patch panels and maybe configuring some of the switches. They are expecting to start moving people in the beginning of November. That is one of the things I have that I need to talk to you all about. I don't know what we're gonna do about moving everybody. We're definitely just gonna have to do one office at a time. Actually, Jill emailed me just a little bit ago, and then we get with her. Lauren will obviously be the very last one moved sometime after election, but my hope is that we can go ahead and move some of the other offices and just get one office in, get them completely set up, then move the next office over, get them set up, move the next office over.
Issue with that is the tax office, the sheriff's office, the assessor's office, and Kim are all on the ES400.
Well, there is a network connection between the two buildings. When I talk to Chris, I'll see what he says.
I'll probably have to send Kim and Cindy over.
As soon as they
Right.
send the, okay. Yeah,
And
we'll
that
see
would
what we
work.
can
I mean, that would
do.
work, right?
So, what I'm concerned about is the actual physical moving of everything. So yesterday,
too.
I came in, Jeff, Isaiah, and Doug. And we moved everything in the family court suite. That is nothing compared to what we have to move from those buildings. We can do it. However, I also have like, I still dispatch a couple days a week on occasion, still am right at the moment, and have my full-time job to do. And I cannot commit a week to moving back and forth, and that only leaves 3 people. And while I'm sure the offices will help with like their tchotchke type stuff, like I would imagine they'll help move like file boxes and their personal affects and all that kind of stuff, but like Lauren's desks have been through the Vietnam War, like they're 800 pounds.
Thanks for 5 people. But yeah, my fault. You guys wanna move me, you guys wanted to move me, you guys are moving me. We will move the items in our desk, but you're moving the record books, you're moving the shelving, you're moving the desks. So, those books are not pleasant.
You mean nobody can help carry
Yes.
that?
I know Jill is planning to get new furniture for our office, so you won't have to move our furniture, but she does need to know about moving date because it takes 4 to 6 weeks for it to get.
Yes, she emailed me just today, and I've not been at my desk at all today. I've been
Okay.
over at Family
I know
Court
she
and at
asked me
Lowe's.
second.
When are they gonna be done, where they can start moving?
Jeremiah is talking November. However, with everything, we've been moving stuff in while they're still working, and we are not doing that upstairs. It is going to be completely done before we start moving stuff in, because it is a nightmare to do it the way we've been doing it. Law enforcement, I get it. They were 20 guys shoved in those 2 little rooms and they needed to be out. Family court, we had to get them ready to have court. The other offices, though, I look for really the end of November, early December, because the punch list needs to be done, everything needs to be cabled. Because it is a nightmare what we are working in now. Not like condition wise, but you've always got somebody working around somebody trying to coordinate something. It's a mess. So yes, I am gonna get with Jill on that. Because I'd expect mid-November would probably be safe, but I'm gonna get with her on that. Because she said they needed to measure too. So,
Yes, volunteers or?
well, that's what, I don't know, I don't know how to get help during the day. It's not like we have a bunch of strong, young,
Well, the
like
first part of,
whippersnappers who wanna be moving desks
the
around.
first part of December, I don't know if Dutch will be going, but I'll be going.
Yeah, first few days.
First couple days, so. Um. I can help move a couple, I'll take
Could we reach out to the school?
So we can try.
A football team? Football, we've used the football team before, I think to help Lauren.
What about the guards? National Guards.
I can talk to Ryan. What's that?
Hey,
I hate to do that though, because
You mean for the National Guard?
now. If we choose, it's just to pay a moving company.
I'll tell you what, let me get a hold of Ryan, and see if the National Guard would step in and help.
That'd be great.
I'll get a hold of Ryan, I know him well.
in my office, you're gonna take all the books out, put the book somewhere, take all of that shelving apart. May or may not go up the steps, may or may not go through the doorways, get it all put in, then carry all the books over.
Well, we'll have help carrying the books everywhere.
You pay people,
What, you mean the people working there won't pick up a book and carry it?
we'll carry our personal stuff, but you guys wanted to move me, I never wanted to move in the beginning.
No, one of the things that I have seen that nobody appreciates.
We got a lot of
The money
stuff
spent in this new building, it's kind of sad. As nice as it is, you don't get no appreciation for it.
Okay,
So I don't know, we do need to think about that, cause I've got, I mean,
Yeah.
we'll do it as we can and they can get it over, but. 3 guys and me when I can help is. Not quite enough, so I'm not super worried about the sheriff or the assessor, I mean, their offices are like, especially for getting new furniture. But then we'll have to do something with all their old furniture. Cause that's.
We get closer to where we have a date or
Right.
an idea of a date,
Right.
then we'll, Roger, like Roger said, you'd reach out to National Guard and we can talk to some other people once we get a better idea of a date.
Just something to keep on your mind. The other thing, Aaron Nelson is going to finish the concrete over there. Maybe this week, maybe next week. Tom came and talked, he came in today to look at it. The fix has been correct, it's been fixed. We talked to the building commission meeting.
Is that the 16,000? So can he get his other half?
It's not fixed yet, but
Okay.
if, once it's finished, can he be paid?
He gave, his motion was to give it,
It's actually there'll be another invoice. The total there is 23,000.
okay.
So the
Out of that
16 was for part of it.
16, Dutch's motion was to pay half, and upon completion, the other half, so I didn't know.
Yeah, it'll be fixed when he's gonna do the whole job.
He's gonna do the whole thing.
Yes.
When he finishes pouring out there, that's when he's gonna fix what he.
Okay, so he can't get his other half yet, but
No, it's not done yet.
Okay.
So, the front sidewalk that was a point of discussion at the last meeting. I've talked to Fairchance about. And since Nelson is not an authorized sub with them. What they would like to do, and I think is more than reasonable, they. Filled in some windows that weren't expected, that was about $1,500. They had to move the judge's bench because the movers weren't able to do it. And what was the third thing at the building commission meeting, Dutch?
Check, I forget.
There was a third thing. They said if we pay this invoice, they'll just wash all of those extra things. I think that's more than reasonable. They quoted us $10,000 to move the judge's bench, so $4,300 invoice, and then the $1,500 for that drywall repair. There was something else. It was a window. I don't know, but they're gonna wash. I've got it in the building commission minutes, but I don't have those with me. But if you guys are okay with that, I'd like to just pay that invoice. I think that's fair. The building commission also thought it was fair. Of course, they're not paying it, it's you all.
I. Basically, we're just trading work, basically, and I'm okay with that. I'll make a motion, we go ahead and pay this invoice, and I'll make the other wash.
Actually, that goes to Lauren. It just needs paid out.
How much was the invoice for?
$4,300.
$4,300.
Okay,
$4,350.
that was for the sidewalk out front.
yeah,
Yes.
So the sidewalk out front was
are part of the original contract that Fair Chance supposed to cover. But Fair Chance has picked up and done some other work, so they just kind of wanted to do some trading here. They did like moving moving the judge's desk and closing in those windows. So they did all that. And we'll pay this invoice, which would have been part of the project. It just makes it easier, so we're not shuffling a bunch of paperwork.
Yes.
If you go over to family court, you will see there's some hinky stuff at the moment, like there's not glass in the front door. That's just because the glass hasn't come in yet, but the door is usable, it's functioning, security is set up inside. All that good stuff, so, it's coming along. They placed the HVAC unit, we're putting it in service tonight. You've been, cutting it close, so. But that's. I think that's all I've got on that at the moment.
Okay, one more item then, go to appointment, any update on the park, Lorena Bike Trails, Carpenter Tunnel, no funding,
No, I'm gonna have to reach out to,
Senator Manson's office?
no, I have reached out to them, they're not getting back to me. Mara, and see if she knows, cause the appropriations people are not. I don't know why they're not emailing back, I would say they're not emailing us back because we didn't get it. But also I know a lot of his staff has been leaving because
It's term of
his terms aren't due.
Right,
So he's probably very short staffed.
okay, do you have any update on the CBD for the mobile unit from that?
They delayed it because there was a couple bitches and might be in possibly next week. I was hoping AJ would be here, but it's on its way.
AJ called me, man, I didn't get to call him back, it was probably about that.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, we have an appointment 4:30 with,
I think so, I guess we definitely want to hold the second half of that payment until it's.
Right. yeah, let's do that.
Oh, you mean about the,
232,000.
yeah,
Yes.
about that, mobile unit,
Yes,
yeah.
let's don't pay that. Eastern Regional Family Resource Network, Teen Court Program. Ms. Mead, you're,
And that's in the back of your packet.
You can say the podium or you
The
can say
last
table.
little-
however you wanna do it.
I'm good
Whatever
here,
makes you
that's fine.
comfortable.
Did you print it out for me, because I have
Yeah.
copies of things, if
The
you
last
didn't,
four
that's
pages
fine.
of your.
Yeah, I do have these, it's just our brochure from Grant County with my business card attached there. Might help if I pull one out. Well, thanks for having me, I know you're busy with business. My name is Tier Mead, I am with the Eastern Regional Family Resource Network and also West Virginia Teen Court Association. We are looking to implement a teen court program within the Circuit Court District. And Mineral County is on my list. I don't know what you know about teen court, so I'm here to just explain a little bit to you. How I got started with teen court is that I offer juvenile remediation attainment curriculum for trial competencies for juvenile and circuit courts districts 2021, 22, and 23. Previously, I did contract service work for CPS cases. So I was constantly traveling from below Elkins all the way to the Eastern Panhandle in and out of courtrooms. Joanna, my director at RFRN, had always wanted to do a teen court. Greg Puckett, who is the executive director of the West Virginia Teen Court Association, and I believe you probably know Greg,
I
he's
know
also a
Greg,
county
yes.
commissioner in Mercer County. He contacted me and he said, hey, listen, he said, I'd really like to see a teen court program in your area. I've never heard of teen court. I said, what's teen court, Greg? And he's, well, let me tell you. So he kind of reeled me in and he said, basically, Terry said, you know everybody, you know all the judges, you know all the attorneys, you're in and out of the schools anyway, you're in and out of all these courtrooms. He said, you're top of my list, I want you to do this. So he got with Joanna and he said, I'm gonna give you the grant, send her out. And he said, I want you to start with Grant County first. And I said, okay. So we started with Grant County, I did all my research through the summer, and usually it takes a year, 2 years to get it fully implemented and started. Proud to say that I started Grant County doing presentations and talking to judges and attorneys and their county commission, and all their city councilmen and their schools. Started that in August. September, we did some recruiting, and February, we heard our first case. My goal was to hear one case that year. We heard 13. So this is our second school season starting now there in Grant County. After Grant County got started, Dave Workman contacted Greg and said, hey, I know Tier, and I want Hardy County to participate in this. So I went to Hardy County. They agreed. Judge Carl signed an order September 4th that Hardy County can start implementing teen court into their circuit court and juvenile justice system. At the same time, Greg said, you know what, since you just know everybody, how about you do Pendleton and Hampshire and Mineral? And I said, Greg, I'm one person. And he said, but you're the best person for it. I said, okay. So that's why I'm here today. I did meet with the Board of Education last week at their meeting Tuesday. And I was able to get on your agenda for today. I do want to say, because I think they misunderstood or were confused about why my FRN is doing teen court here. And I talked to Dayla this morning. She understood. We're not, because Mineral County is not a county that my FRN services. You have your own Mineral County FRN. But because the circuit courts are all connected and the judges are the same throughout the 3, 4, 5 districts that I serve, it will be our FRN that oversees the teen court program with the West Virginia Teen Court Association. So I would be their coordinator simply, and that's just simply because how the circuit courts are laid out and how the judges are assigned to those. We're not trying to step on Dayla or anybody's toes here. It's just the way the circuit court works. But anyway, so how teen court works. When a juvenile is charged with a status offense or delinquency crime, they appear before a magistrate. Sometimes it's a prosecutor, sometimes it's the probation officer. Now that teen court can be offered, they have the option of teen court hearing their case. So we take referrals from the magistrate. Sometimes even the school resource office directly will contact us and say, hey, this happened. I'm going to issue them a citation. Can you take it? The prosecutor's office will refer cases to us. If it makes it to the circuit court, it's an option that the judge can send it to us if he feels that it's better placed with us. And we gladly accept them. And once we accept them, the teen, if he and his parents choose to go the teen court route, he is accepting responsibility for the offense he is charged with. One thing with teen court is that we don't find them guilty or innocent. We just issue a sentence for them. They've already admitted their guilt per se when they choose to come to us.
So if they don't interrupt,
No, that's fine.
so if they would say they're not guilty, they don't go before this?
No, because teen court is,
Is for people that admits. And
Yes.
then, okay. I
Yeah.
got you.
yeah, because not every case is eligible for teen court. And I'll tell you, Grant County does a great job for us, like screening out which cases they think would be good for us. Every once in a while, they throw a hard one at me just to test us, but we so far have passed our test. But once we get the case, we meet with the parents. If they choose, after meeting with me and I explain everything to them and how the process works, if they choose, then we hear their case. If they don't, then I send it back to the referring agency and say, after meeting with us, they've changed their mind. They don't think this is the route that they want. And I did have one to do that thought that no, we were just too hard for them. And I thought, okay. But once they come to us, they complete their sentence that they receive at their teen court case night. And they have 6 months to complete their sentence. I just call the referring agency, or I take a case file, send it to the prosecutor, and I say, hey, they have completed and the charge is gone. It's like it never even happened for them. Now, if they don't complete the verdict or they don't complete it satisfactorily to what they were sentenced to, then I have to violate them. And once they're violated, their case goes back to the prosecutor's office or the referring agency with the violation and reasons for the violation attached to that. And now Judge Courier and Judge Ryan in Grant County have said to me, gee, if we see these kids, you better let them know that they were given this wonderful opportunity and they kind of squandered it. So we're not going to be as easy as we would have been to start with. And they expect that. They know that if you can't get through us, because we're there to help you. You can't get through us with all the help we offer you, that you really squandered an opportunity here.
So you actually coordinate all this on the back end?
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
like you personally?
Yes, I have Serena Redmond. She works at the Guild. She helps me. Rebecca Markowitz with the Guild because we partnered with them for one.
You've got a little bit, okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
As you had one.
Yeah, but listen, Grant County has really, taken us in and like they love what we do. And I mean, adults come volunteer, the attorneys come and mentor, for us, but teen court operates just like circuit court. The defense are teams, the prosecution is our teams. The clerk, the bailiff, they're teams, and they go through an extensive training with me and Serena and other attorneys and the judges involved. Now the judge is an adult, it has to be either an active or retired judge, or it can be an attorney, as long as they're in good standing with the bar. But everything's the same. They collect evidence, they do case prep, we learn about the citation and what the law is for that citation that was violated. They meet with their teen offender and their parents. I could talk for hours about teen court. It's like my baby now. I love it. But we've seen success. And one of the things that I like to brag about this, because there are teen courts all throughout our nation. And all the data that I collect and that every other county in the state collects, we send that in and it's all put in this wonderful little report for us. And last year, 96% of the cases that were heard in teen court nationwide, 96% of those cases, there was no repeat offense out of those teens. So that's, to me, that's a highlight for what this program is capable of doing. But we do hear juvenile status offenses, truancy. We see a lot of the vaping because it occurs in our school. Curfew violations. So we haven't had any. I don't think it's enforced a whole lot anymore. Runaways, we haven't had any. Possession of alcohol or tobacco, we see those. We do hear delinquency cases. Grant County is starting out their first case night, October 22nd, with 2 delinquency cases. Both are open to burn refuse. DNR issued them citations and that was referred to us from magistrate court. Let me see, where should I get?
So what kind of, like, so is it's a teen jury too?
Yes,
And who actually issues the sentence, the judge or?
no, the jury.
Okay,
Yeah, there are sentence requirements. There's 3 mandatory. Most teen courts only do 2 mandatory. The first one being that they have to come back, the offender has to come back and serve on the jury.
okay.
And the minimum is 2 terms. You can be sentenced to more. The second mandatory sentence is community service. They have to do at least 16 hours of community service, no more than 40. Now, the third one makes our program unique, is that we implemented a resource educational prevention intervention or family support program that is mandatory, they complete. And we try to closely relate it to their offense as possible. A lot of times what we find is that during our case prep with the family and talking to the offender, and I don't have to tell you guys this, like your parents, I assume everybody here is. There are certain things that teens will say to a peer that they won't say to their parent. Not because they don't love their parent or don't want their parents to know. We find out that it's more that they don't want to disappoint their parents. So they're easier to let some things be known to our teen volunteers. And through that, we have found that not everybody goes home to a 2-parent home. Not everybody gets 3 meals a day at home. Some kids come home to no dinner. Some kids go home to active addiction in their home. A lot of the single parent homes that we find are well below the poverty level and have to go without certain things. We also find in single parent homes that one of the parents is not there because of an addiction problem, and the remaining parent doesn't understand that. And so there's like this hostility in the home about addiction, and it kind of bleeds over to the child's way of thinking. So we try to offer a program, a supportive program for them and their family. Like I had one family that had to go through the family recovery counseling together, and dad came out like apologizing to his kids because he had so much animosity in his heart that mom chose drugs over them, that he had blinders on when it came to parenting his child. Everything was, what's mom's fault, it's mom's fault, it's mom's fault. And after setting through that, he came out and apologized to his kids, and he said, I learned something, that it's not mom's fault, you know? So kind of pride ourselves on that we're the only program that does offer that third mandatory sentence requirement. And they have 6 months to complete it. And as far as their community service, I have wonderful friends in the community and our churches and our schools and other organizations are like, hey T, you know, can you send your teen court kids over to us? Like, we'll help them, you know? And even the non-offenders, my teen volunteers, they want to give back to their community now. And so that's a good thing for us, and it gets them involved in their community. It shows they come out with a better respect and understanding for authority. Which is a positive. A lot of times teens think that the cops are bad. They're just here to get us in trouble. Even your school resource officers face that, oh, they're bad. They're here to watch us today. No, they're there to help. They just want to help you in the right way. So.
Do you think this should take much stress off of the court system now?
Yes, now that's what we found in Grant and Hardy County, that they have a lot of juvenile cases, but there's not a lot of attorneys that will take those juvenile cases. So this is kind of a way for the judges to clear it off their desk and for the prosecutors to clear it off too. And so far, Grant County's been wonderful. John and Brad have been great to work with, and Brad's right there. As a matter of fact, he's coming next week to mentor the kids on their case prep for this month's case night. Now, Hardy County does have what they call a juvenile pre-petition program. But they have caseloads like this. And so Lucas and Oren and Maggie and the girls that work in the office there have said, this would be great to help us get this caseload down, because right now, when you go to them, you come, you meet with them, they tell you, here's the consequences if you don't do this, 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 this. And then they come back in 2 months for a check-in. And sometimes they get in trouble and sometimes they don't. But it's like this 6-month process that's drawn out for them, but there's no consequence for them whatsoever, unless they don't follow this rule. Then we're gonna lay the consequences on you. But for 6 months, they're not held accountable other than don't get any more trouble. So teen court kind of did the crime, gotta do the time, we're gonna hold you accountable, gonna get you on the right track. We pride ourselves on that we are able to turn some around. Teen jurors, bailiffs, and attorneys, grades 7 through 12, ages 11 to 18, if you're still in high school. They all go through an extensive training with us. One of the big questions is confidentiality. My teen court volunteers, they sign an oath of confidentiality with our program. They also take the oath before the judge, and they sign an oath for every case that they hear. And
You're referring to the students.
yes, that participate as volunteers.
Adults don't sit in on that.
No, in Grant County, it is open to the public.
Oh, okay.
And I know that sounds crazy because they're juvenile cases, but we open it to the public as a way for the public to come and to realize that kids are being held accountable, and they're being held accountable in the right way. And we get a lot of our community service from people that come that are involved in other organizations. So they like to see kind of what's happening with us. I think there's a couple teen courts. I know Marion County, they don't open it to the public. They keep it strictly confidential. But on our case night, everybody in attendance, and usually, I mean, Joe Schmo off the street doesn't walk in. It's usually parents, teachers, law enforcement officials, the magistrate clerks, people in the courthouse usually come to watch their case nights. But we had to kind of open it up to the public in Grant County as a way to garner more support for the program within their community. And once they saw it in action, they walked out and they were very impressed with our kids. I think John Treadway, who will be our new circuit court judge in Hampshire, Hardy, and Pendleton, he was our first sitting judge that night. And he spoke highly of our teen volunteers, our prosecution and defense team. Nick James has been a judge for us, and they both have said, I would put these teen attorneys against first-year attorneys, and tier trains them that well. We go sit in on criminal cases. If the judges say it's a good case for us to sit on, we go sit in on it. I take them to other teen courts in other counties to see how they do things. So they are very thoroughly trained and they're very vetted. Teachers have to give a recommendation, the principal. So we're hoping that we can expand this program into Mineral County and try to make a difference here.
So what do you need from us?
Nothing. Most people, yeah, do you like it? Yeah, most of the time.
That's rare.
Yeah, every time I go someplace, they're like, yeah, they're like, how much money is this gonna cost us? And I'm like, would you believe nothing? No, we just come as a courtesy to let you know that we're trying to help some juvenile crime and offenses in your community. This is one way we'd like to do it, and we just ask for support as we try to further implement it into Mineral County. I will tell you that there is, I can't say nobody pays for teen court, but we do collect funds for every county that has a teen court, and every municipality within that county can issue a $5 fee for every citation that they issue.
I see in there where they're
Yeah.
trying to get the legislature to do
That
that.
they did.
They did, yeah,
They did?
yeah,
Okay, it is-
yeah.
it
In
is.
2005, it passed, and then in 2010, they amended it to include the municipalities within the county.
Okay.
So it's in your courthouse, in your circuit room court.
And the circuit
Mhm.
court.
Mhm.
You said Judge Courier and Judge Ryan are.
Yeah, yeah,
Really?
yeah.
That's good.
Judge Courier signed my order for Grant County, and he told me, he said, Tier, good luck with this. And so after I went to a judge's conference, and he was there, and I had to speak on teen court, and I said, did I do okay? Have I done all right? And he went, so proud of you. He's like, he didn't let me down. I was like, well, good, I feel good about that then.
When is your first case?
Actually,
Your next case, babe?
Grant County is, and I bought you some flyers, if you'd like to come sit in, you're more than welcome to. It's the 22nd, we meet at 5 o'clock, we have 2 cases that night. The most we've heard on one night is 4, and they were all first offense vaping cases. But yeah, you're more than welcome to come see the kids in action. One of my, Bryson Riggleman, I don't know if you guys know Bryson. Yeah, you know Bryson? Yeah, he was my, one of the best teen attorneys that I had last year when we first started. He's now a freshman at Fairmont State, and I got him in touch with Brent King, who's their director and coordinator out there. And Bryson has now accepted a position. Brent and I got it set up for him to be a work study out there, and he helps with Marion County Teen Court now, doing some training with their kids. And our goal is, and I think we might be able to do it this year in Grant County, is that all the funds that are collected, that doesn't pay me my salary, nothing comes out of that for me. It goes right back into the teen court program to buy the kids, polos or ties or coats, even our offenders. I had one offender that did not have a nice dress shirt, a tie or anything. So we took funds and we go to consignment shops, when we can, and we buy them what they need for courts. So those funds go right back into the program. But our goal is that we would like to be able, and I think Grant County, like I said, I think we'll be able to do it this year there, is to take a portion of the funds and offer a scholarship or 2 to the teen volunteers or even the offenders that have changed this disruptive pattern of behavior and are now on the right track. We'd like to continue that encouragement with them if they choose to go on to a higher learning.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's quite different. It's quite different, and I hope you guys can join us and actually see it. I know I told the Board of Education that I can't brag on my Grant County kids enough, like they are really the best of the best in their school systems. And I'm sure that they're the best of the best here in Mineral County
You brag
too.
to them up there.
At the board?
No, at the kids. Do
Oh, yeah,
know
they
it?
know it, yeah.
I'll
Now, last week when I was at the Board of Education meeting, I had 2 of the volunteers with me.
I'll probably hear about it.
Yeah.
My wife's got a lot of nieces up
Yeah, I tell them they are the best of the
there. I'll
best.
hear it.
I'd put them against any good attorney, I'm telling you.
They're good kids.
Yeah, and I got lucky in Grant County, and I think I'm gonna get lucky here in Mineral County too, because the VOTEC Center in Grant County had a law and public safety class. So I got my first batch of volunteers out of there. It wasn't that I handpicked them, it was just that I had to start somewhere, and I thought, okay, until I get a better understanding of this, let me start with kids that understand the law and courtroom proceedings. And now the VOTEC has been so nice to me, like I go there sometimes 3 days a week and try to recruit other kids. The law and public safety instructor has implemented teen court training and teen court class into her law and public safety class. So I know that Mineral County has a law and public safety class, so I'm hoping to make that connection and get you some volunteers out there.
Great,
But that's all I got, gentlemen.
thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Good.
If there's anything we can help with, let us know.
Absolutely, thank you.
And I've got 3 more of these if anybody wants to.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Give one to you, if she wants to put it in paper or something, I don't know, whatever. You're welcome.
Do you have an update on the neighborhood?
I do not have anything. Have a great night.
I'm gonna say, wait, let me look on paper.
Thank you, gentlemen, so much.
Thank
We'll
you,
get out of your
thank
hair
you
now.
for coming. Okay, Parks Facility Trust, we're gonna
Okay,
talk
yes.
about that.
So I didn't do a formal RFP process for it. I just went to the 3 dealerships, in Kaiser. Now, obviously, it can't be a complete, absolute apples to apples situation, because it's just gotta be what they have in stock. So I just asked each of them for the lowest cost 3/4 ton crew cab they had with a gas engine. And then each of them, what the lowest cost 3/4 ton with a diesel engine they had. So, like Pembroke Ford. Okay, hold on.
You get the diesel.
Well, that, I don't know. I got a gas and a diesel. So I wasn't sure what y'all wanted to do. So it's just the lowest cost diesel, and lowest cost gas they have in the 3/4 ton. So the Chevy garage can do. Oh, and I got. Okay. That's the other side. So the. Regular cab F-150 we have that won't necessarily be needed. I also had each of them give us a trade appraisal on it. However, I think we probably actually need to auction it. Honestly, all of the trade appraisals I felt like were reasonable and frankly more than I thought they would be. However, I think. Probably supposed to auction it. I don't know what the exact rules are. The Chevy garage would give us 20 for the F-150. A gas 3/4 ton, custom is 52,658 without the trade, or 32,658 with the trade. 3/4 ton Duramax is 61 with trade, and without trade, and 41 with. The Ford garage only had a 3/4 ton gas. They did not have a 3/4 ton diesel. They would give us 24.5 as of the last trade appraisal for the truck. But their lowest cost is $51,021.92. Now, here's what I mean when I say apples to apples, though. So the Ford garage and the Chevy garage, either of these trucks would be fine. However, the Chevy garage doesn't order work trucks, so it's got cloth seats, power fold mirrors, all of the, like, a lot of the niceties. The Ford garage's truck is vinyl seats, manual mirrors, like, everything's fine, it's not a problem, but it's not exactly apples to apples. And then the final one was, Weimer. They're in Kaiser. They would give us 23 for the F-150.
F-150?
Well, I'm sorry.
For the one they got.
Trade-in.
Oh,
The trade, trade, sorry. So the lowest cost Ram they had would be 45,868 for a gas. And 59.25 for the diesel.
Now, let me ask you a question. Is 911 gonna trade here?
So I talked to Cody about that. I knew she said
Okay,
something to you
yeah.
about it.
I know about that. That's why.
So maintenance absolutely needs a crew cab truck and they need a ladder rack on the top and they need toolboxes on the side, because they spend half their job walking back to the shop, because you never have the right thing you need and everything's at the courthouse, and half the time they're not working in the courthouse. One of the things I did think about as a possible option, my F-150, my emergency management vehicle, that's my everyday, that's my take-home vehicle, it's issued as the emergency manager. It was bought with general county money as typical. At some point, I'd really like to. We've looked at backup 911 center options, this building started out as going to be a backup 911 center, didn't work out, just had to put home confinement here and that kind of thing. So I'd considered, well, just want to talk to you all about the possibility of 911 purchasing, still getting rid of that F-150 and that money going to 911. But maintenance taking the F-150 I have and then buying a 1-ton, which I also have prices for, with 911 funds, because at some point, and I've been looking, I would like to get a triaxle bumper pull or a gooseneck mobile command center. And we have a 60 kW generator up there that I do pull with my truck on occasion. However, it does this to the truck and I can't steer it going up the hill. And we have the MCI trailer as well. Now, it's not something that is a must have by any stretch of the imagination. If we just get one of these 3/4 tons for maintenance, that's absolutely fine. But at some point, I would like to do a mobile command center, and actually, just a couple of months ago, we met as a region, all the emergency managers, to talk about a mobile command center. And that was one of the first things that came up was, no one actually has a vehicle to pull one. Cause even a 3/4, like a base 3/4 ton like we have here, is not rated to pull even one of the triaxle bumper pulls. So I did get pricing on 1-tons, if that's something you guys would want to consider. Now, the 1-tons aren't as common, only Weimer and the Ford Garage had them. And the Ford Garage is, where'd it go? So Weimer's got a 3500. No. No, no, it doesn't matter, because she's already talked to her about these. So Weimer has a 1-ton Ram for 67.3, and it's a standard Cummins. And then Ford Garage has a 1-ton for 75, which is just outrageous. It was the only 1-ton they had, so the only reason I got that price, but it's yeah. That's
Dual rear wheels and.
no, they're single,
Oh,
but
they're
they're
single?
still rated at well over 20,000 pounds. I looked it up, I wanna say it's like 26 or.
Stability.
Yeah. Well, the only reason I wouldn't wanna do the dual rear wheels is because I'd still be driving it every day. And it's, I can park one. But it's much harder to find space when you've got an 8-foot bed and a goalie.
Yep.
Okay. Right, so that's, cause I thought about that too, but it is much harder.
I like the idea of trading the truck and right now.
Like I said, it's not a necessity. It is something though that would, in the future, we're probably gonna need anyways. The only 1-ton the county has is the sheriff's office F-350. And it's a gasser, and it has a cap.
Yeah.
So you can't do a gooseneck.
So the way this was explained to me, correct me if I'm wrong, but we would trade the truck out here for the truck at 911, and you take the truck out here and trade it in, and 911 would buy the new.
Yeah, the F-150 I drive would go to maintenance.
Right.
We get them a ladder rack and toolboxes for it. We definitely need to do that. my lights and stuff would come out of it and just go into the new truck, which there would be a cost associated with that. But that stuff would just be switched out and the regular cab F-150 would
Be traded.
we can trade it or send it to auction. That is completely up to you all. I think we probably need to auction it, but I'm also kind of nervous that we're not going to get 23,000 out of it at auction.
Same thing.
Yeah, probably won't.
How much of that? Cost us anyway.
All right.
You need a decision today?
I mean, it doesn't have to be today, but all these trucks are stock trucks. It's not like it's an order that they'll still be there.
Does maintenance need to have a 3/4 ton as opposed to a half ton?
So
They don't really need it, but they need a 4-door. They need something to haul.
Yeah, but I'm just concerned about the 3/4 ton hauling stuff. I mean, there's times that they need to put mulch down or whatever. Stone, they can.
Right. Well-
They use the truck doesn't.
right, and you're not wrong about that. Now, like mine does have the actual tow package with the electronic trailer brakes. I just pulled 10 picnic tables back from Lowe's today, with it. But yeah, it's definitely not a 3/4 ton. I mean, it's not built to tow all the time. I mean, Jimmy's got that 3/4 ton of his, not, well, the F-250 that Parks has. But yeah, no, it's definitely,
So what year and how many miles is the truck you have now?
it's only got 20,000 miles, it's 21.
But here's a thought, if your truck is what maintenance needs or can use, why don't you just switch the one that maintenance has and not buy another? That would save us money,
No, well, that,
And get a regular cab
or
pickup?
what the maintenance has.
well, we was gonna take the one 911's got,
Mhm,
trade him the one that maintenance got now,
mhm,
give it to 911,
mhm.
and then he can trade that off.
But if you didn't trade it in, just swap them out, then you wouldn't have to. pay the
Well, he
cost of
needs
So
running
do you
it.
take the regular cab truck?
Yeah,
Yeah, but you need something to tow that heavy stuff with.
Yeah, it doesn't solve it, and that truck can't even tow any of the stuff we have now.
No,
what you tow right now with yours?
Yeah, I just towed 10 picnic tables from Lowe's today
yeah, why?
for Parks, because we had to go down there for.
Jimmy would have, or they would have the truck, Parks would have the truck. So what do you call for 911? What do you?
The MCI trailer, the 60 KW generator. Got 2 other generators out back. The MCI trailer is a 20-foot car hauler. And then the 60 KW generator,
This is the one you drive every day to work.
yes. Like I said, it doesn't matter to me, we can do
Can we-
3/4 ton for
Can we think
maintenance.
about this for a little bit?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be right now.
Okay.
I mean, you guys talk about the end of the meeting, talk about it next week,
Yeah.
doesn't have, nothing have to be done
We'll talk
today,
about
but
it at the end of the meeting. I wanna move on. Frances Jones is here. She has an appointment for 5 o'clock. Community issues, Frances, you have the podium. We do have on you're on the agenda, new business for approve the grounds for a prayer vigil, Frances Jones. We haven't got to that point yet, but I'm sure we'll approve it. But if you wanna talk, if you wanna give us your,
you can stand at the podium or you're welcome to sit up here.
give us your
if you wanna
thoughts,
sit.
Wherever you want.
whatever you wanna do.
Everybody chooses.
However you want.
Thank you. Well, I praise God for you all having me. But I've been doing a lot of praying about our center and what goes on here in our community. And being able to have loving hands has been a teaching for all of us in there because we're walking by faith. And for those that come through the door, we see all kinds. And I've seen improvements with the people. I really want to share with you about Loving Hands before I get to where I see the concern too. Is that all right?
Yep, sure.
You know, I'm standing here praying, right?
Don't be nervous.
Okay, don't be nervous. Anyway, I just praise God that God is showing us a lot. And I know I didn't come here about the opium money. That's not why I'm here. And it's okay, because God told me no, no grants for now, so I'm gonna trust him and he's taking care of us, but there are the concerns that I see are that we need to, I've had meetings with some of the teachers and some of the parents, that the kids are out there, not just on drugs, but they're out there. And some of the teachers were saying how the children come in and talk about their family life. So we were talking, you know, sometimes maybe we need to reach out for the single mother or the single father and be able to try to reach out to them, get them in a place where, a safe place that they're ready to just turn everything over to God and be able to walk out of the situations that they're in. And to say that, I've had, wow, it just took a month or so ago to make me look back and see, for those that have come through our center that are now working. And one of the gentlemen took him off the street. He walked from Pennsylvania to here, sleeping on the bench in front of the bank. And when they called me and told me he was there, I made sure I didn't go get him, but somebody went and got him and brought him to us. He's now working for a contractor. The contractor even bought him a truck so he can get around. And he's with a lady friend. She's 5 years clean. He's clean also from, he wasn't on drugs, it was alcohol. In the church, I see those things happening. And I had talked to about writing down all of these people that have come through the center with the recovery that are still doing very well, and putting it in the newspaper. And I've been talking to them that I'd like to do a story, even for their boss that has hired them, just to see how they're really doing. Check up on them, you know, make sure that they're doing okay, but it's gonna take us to find a job and be open to not look down on them, because I mean, some of them, when they come, they don't look pretty, but praise God that we were able to just dress a person 2 days ago, and from top to bottom, she had nothing. And I'm looking now, I've talked to the hospital about helping us to be able to, she has a hearing in one ear, she's deaf, and the other one, she needs teeth where the drugs have eaten her teeth away. And she is sober and been tested, but needs medical help. And the hospital is talking about helping me to be able to help her. Those kind of things I look at. It may be one-on-one and not a whole lot, but sometimes that one-on-one does better than having a whole group of situation going on. So we been doing a lot of praying about just reaching out to those that are unfortunate and those single moms. I have, I know you all, especially Roger, he knows the guy that does the breakfast, the men's breakfast, talking to him, because I have 3 guys that want to be mentored, that have never had a dad, and they're not in church. It doesn't matter. I'm not trying to force nobody to go to church. We bring them in, love them. Whatever what way they go, it's up to them. But he's willing to maybe talk to, you'll hear it probably when the breakfast, if you go. He talking about doing Big Brother, having a Big Brother program. And I told him the center is there for his use if he wants to do that. And I think that's great, because I have no men in our center. And I have been reaching out for some guys to be a mentor to some young men. They're in their 20s. And, you know, I guess if we don't ever get out to meet that one out there, I mean, you don't know him, so you're not gonna talk to him. but I'm different because I'm gonna talk to everybody. So, right, Jerry? So I, so I learn a lot when I'm out there because I believe in talking and being friendly to people, and you learn a lot when you stand and listen. And that's what I'm hearing out there. So not only that, we have, I have a doctor now, she's a psychiatrist doctor that's willing to, well, she came and wants to be a blessing to the center as well, because we had a situation with a young man that came to the center, couldn't get no help for that either, but, he was, psychotic. And I knew if we could just, didn't have to put him away, but just getting some medicine, getting to a place where he could get some medicine. Finally, his parents did, take him to Potomac Highland Gill. But I get that type, and we didn't throw him away. We prayed with him, we talked to him, and he felt comfortable with us enough to tell us what was going on with him. And those kind of people, and I know I'm not trained in into the drugs, but I know my God is able to deliver and heal. I know that. And so that's what we're all about at Loving Hands. And another thing that lays on my heart is the police department, which I'm friends with the police department. I'm always calling them to come and eat. I'm always wanting to feed them. And they do come by. And I've had a guy one time, he was going through something, police went and he came, cried on our shoulder. It doesn't go nowhere. A lot of things we don't talk about that goes on right there in the center, but those kind of things go. And Jared will tell you that I'm always asking, what can we do to help? Our policemen are young, very young. And I believe that we need more protection for them. That is prayer. I know whatever you all have for them or whatever they do to keep their protection, but their life is in our hands as well. And we need to care about what's going on with them as well. So I had talked to Jared about, this being a safe place. Let the guys know, or the girls, know if there's a problem that you want to talk about, that we're a safe place where you can come and, we have a prayer room. Shut the door, you're in there. And, can come and talk about situations that maybe you have. Because the last election years ago, the Lord had laid on my heart to call prayer for the community, for all the agencies, police, some of them even came from Cumberland. I think we had over 60 some at our church. I go to Emmanuel. At our church, they came and stood up front and got prayed for. We are in a place right now in our lives where things are serious. And I mean, looking at the TV, we can't always go by what the news is saying, but we have things coming hard. We may have harder things coming than what they have in South Carolina and Florida right now, but we're blessed so far. But that doesn't mean that we don't prepare, right? Gotta prepare. So my concern is I love people. I want to see how we can do more. The center do more to be able to help in the community. And with those things, we don't have a home to put anybody in, but believe me, they come to the center. We're very busy giving out clothes. We just took 6 boxes of clothes down to the pizza place to go down south for that. So whatever, we don't give money because we don't have any, but we give, if somebody really has a need, we go in our pockets, and whatever we do up there, it comes out of our pockets almost. So, I think there's this one more thing I want to do. The hospital also, which Jerry probably knows, the hospital does cover me a lot when doing things for us there. And, so right now, I'm just going to leave it right there and give you this, and I'll say I'm done.
When is the gentleman having the next breakfast, you know?
I think he said next Thursday.
Next Thursday,
I think I think it's next Thursday.
at your place?
I don't know where he's having it.
Oh. And one more thing.
Yes.
Your blackberry pies from down there.
Anybody want to buy? We've got 40 of them left. Anybody seriously?
You sell them all over there?
Very good.
Anybody want to buy? Peach, harvest, raspberry. I think it's what we
can't
got left.
remember what all, but I will recommend the blackberry.
We're
Very
out
good.
the blackberry.
Huh?
We're out the blackberry.
No, I can understand that, but.
But-
May I, Francis, did you get the car insurance issue?
Not yet.
May I mention that? Okay, in speaking, with Ms. Francis, their funds are very low, and if this is something maybe the newspaper can put out there, and they're.
I didn't even see her sitting there.
If the community or if anybody can help, their funds are very low. They did have a vehicle donated to them several years ago, which they use in different parts of their mission work, that they transport people and assist people. And unfortunately, their funds are so depleted. They cannot afford the insurance of the vehicle. So, it is a yearly premium because of it being I guess a commercial
It's a
insurance because
commercial.
it's not private. And so they have to come up with over $2,000 to be able to keep this car on the road. So,
And we do transportation for the hospital, and we make mileage, not much, because we don't go no further than Cumberland. So the mileage is what, 50 cents, 52 cents, I think, something like that. Amount, so.
I put some word out there, so I'm hoping something will come open for you and some funds will come available, so.
God bless. God bless. And I just want to say, we need each other. We desperately need each other. And I'm grateful for my town here. I love it here. I really love it here, and I really want to see great things happen. You know, I say every time I hear the fire whistle or the ambulance, I think, God, when I lived in California, I didn't hear the ambulance and the fire truck as much as I do here. And, you know, and it just, I don't have no, I guess, bad things to bring to you. I just want to bring what my heart is leading me to do. And right now, there's a prayer that is in 2 Chronicles 7:14.
My people, which are called by my name,
Well,
shall do
humble
4 little
yourself.
things, 4 little things.
Humble yourself.
Yeah.
And the word, what God, is it okay? Am I
Yes.
okay?
Yeah, you go right ahead.
And what God, excuse me, what God gave me, more or less to come to you all, but not just what I shared with you about the needs, but the word forgiveness really stands strong in my heart for everybody, for all of us. That is a healer, just being able to forgive, put the past behind. We're getting ready to go into a new year. Don't know what it's really all gonna be about.
Of uncertainty.
And I don't wanna be under the communists or whatever. I don't wanna be in that one world rulers. I don't wanna be in that. I wanna be able to be free as we are right now. And so we need to pray for what's coming in election time. That's what the vigil prayer is gonna be about. And also just forgiveness, that we need to love one another. That's what God said. We need to love one another. We need to be there for one another and kind of lay down a lot of our busyness just to take time for, even if it's one person that we meet. It's like I say, if just one person comes to that courthouse to pray, somebody's gonna hear that prayer going forth, and then may bring somebody else. And if we can just help one person, that person will help go and tell somebody else. In my heart, as I pray for myself, I'll walk in that forgiveness. I wanna walk in that forgiveness. And even as it says in 2 Chronicles 7:14, if we humble ourselves, and today, as I pray, I am coming to you at humble heart, wanting you all to hear the cry, not for me, but for the people as well. The people that are out there crying out for help. I know you all can only do what you can do, but we gotta search our hearts. Look down deep, see how we can give a little bit more of ourselves. This part has to die sometimes because we let our flesh get in the way in a lot of things. So our Lord, our God is the ruler over all, and he is calling his people to come together. So for as many as you all know, 2 Chronicles 7:14.
Well,
You all know that, so. If we pray. If
seek
we,
his face. If we humble ourselves, seek his face, and this is not in order, and pray and seek his face is in order.
well,
Humble
he says,
ourselves and pray and seek his face and turn from our wicked ways, he will hear and he will heal our lands, and I'm
Yes.
making it quick.
he says, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, I will hear from heaven. And I had the word in there, forgive, and hear from heaven, and I will forgive them of their sins and will heal their land. And we need our land healed. I've done a lot of things in this community. And not bragging about it, but I've had a lot of prayer going on in this community since I've been here. And it all has always been turned out great. So all I'm saying, let's forgive one another. Let's love one another. Let's let this self die a little bit, give a little bit more. It ain't gonna hurt. God will reward you. I'm 81 years old. I wanna get out there and run and save the world. I'm serious. I'm not ready to give up yet. I've got a lot more, I guess, miles on me. But I love you all, and I hope I hope I made some sense or talk to where you understand where I was coming from. And if there are anything that I can do to help, I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Y'all pray for me.
Yes, approve the use of ground for the fair video.
Oh, yeah, I moved that we approve the use of the ground there for fair visual.
I second that. And I approve it also. So Francis, we approve the
Yeah.
use of grounds for you.
It's approved.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Lauren, you think it's all that?
Now I sent it down. I didn't write it down.
Okay, general election 2024 approved change in precinct ballot. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, wait, no, we're not. No, we are. Oh my gosh, okay. Okay, so, I mentioned that Fort Ashby Primary School is closed and that Fort Ashby Fire Department has, given us approval.
Right.
But I didn't get your approval.
I moved.
So I have a motion, motion to approve the change in precincts.
So,
Okay,
Second.
also some other things. Oh my God, where am I at? Oh, last it.
What else freaking do?
Clarkdale's good. Oh, there it is, okay. Okay, so I was still waiting to hear back from Wally Ford and Carpendale, and I got confirmation on both of those, facilities will remain as they were, so I do not have to move any voters around other than the Fort Ashby Primary School to the Fort Ashby Fire Hall. So Carpendale, Holy Cross is open at the precinct, yes. Holy Cross is open.
Everybody I talked to said, we're closing up October 31st, we're done, we're closing up.
The
No,
church?
They're doing,
Yeah.
they're doing well,
Seriously?
hoping to keep going at the pace they're going and.
I don't know who you talked to, everybody else I've talked to said they're pretty well.
Had a better, more people attend this service and they've had it as well. So, yes, so hopefully they're,
Carpendale, right in the middle of Carpendale.
we can all hope that their congregation will build back, because I say I don't wanna see any church close in today's world. Absentee ballots are very regular right now. We probably every other day we're sending out about 20 some absentee ballots, early voting, everything, all the supplies have been received. We're getting ready for that. Sample ballots are available. Sample ballot went to the newspaper. So it's going to be in Friday's paper. But Cindy and Jason, there's supposed to be a meet the candidate, I believe, the
there is
15th.
I got it
Is it the 15th?
someplace, there is a meet.
At the American Legion.
I think
Yes,
it's the 15th.
did I put it in my phone? Wait a minute.
And that's more or less just gonna be the two county commissioners, because they're the only two that are,
No, there's,
well, the Hillebrandt and Amanda,
Right.
they,
there's
but
House
there's not that many opposed.
It'll be October the 15th at 7 o'clock at the American Legion.
Okay.
And there's not gonna be, like you said, that many candidates here.
And then, so election wise, I think that's everything, because the sample was meeting the deadline today to get it in Friday's paper, and, you know, like I said, absentee sample ballots and all that good stuff moving along, but. So, we will get notices out to all those voters affected by the precinct change. It'll also be in the article with the sample ballot up
He said voting machine test is the 16th of 1.
16th of 1. Did we set the time for the other one too? Cause I wrote down 1 o'clock, but then,
It's
29th of 29th.
okay, so we did set that at 1. Okay. I had 1 o'clock written and I thought, did we talk about that one? So yes, October 16th at 1 o'clock, and that'll be downstairs where early voting will be held. The one on October the 29th, I'll have to give confirmation on its location, as we get closer, but yes, it'll be 1 o'clock too. And those notices will be run in the paper as well. I'll also be running the paper about poll workers. We got a good response from our regular poll workers, but it does appear that we're gonna be, yes, a couple short. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and run the dates in the paper and then just get swarmed with a whole bunch of people, but okay, we'll be okay. That's all I have for that.
All right, when is early voting?
October 23rd. I will bringing things down around to all the offices, and hoping to work with those that park in the back so we can have better parking for the early voting. Because what we don't want them to do, we don't want voters maneuvering around some of the other vehicles. We've had issues with that.
Okay, early voting 23rd. Okay, thank you. All right, discuss rural air estimate to install split units for judges' offices.
Yes, that says Royal Air, but it's actually Duckworth, because that was the lower price. I did not talk to Royal Air, I did talk to Duckworth.
The only one we had was Royal Air, he didn't have Duffers.
Yeah, it was a purple, but that's what I told you, he didn't give me a written one. So I did call Carl, he said that the price of doing the larger units ends up being almost the same as buying individual units, like buying the smaller units. And he recommends getting the smaller ones simply because all of your eggs aren't in one basket. If one goes down, your entire floor's not down. So he said the price was about the same, and he would recommend sticking to the smaller.
That's
ones.
just air, right? Air conditioning.
No, it's heat too.
Well,
Is
they
it-
do heat, but the boiler heat is
Yeah.
the
Okay.
building, but they do heat, yes.
They're also like a dehumidifier too, which helps.
So you need a motion?
Well, how much was Duffers?
It was 12,000 some,
It's cheaper than rural air.
yeah, like
Yeah.
$2,000.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
The only thing I will say about the rural air units is those Mitsubishis, we have had in the courthouse for a long time. And they have held up
Royal Air
extremely
was
well.
14,652 and Duckworth was 12,900.
So about $1,500 difference, 16.
I think Royal Airs was 3 heads and Duckworth was.
And Royal Air was one outdoor unit with
Three
three
heads.
heads off of it.
Right.
Duckworth was 2 outdoor units and also 3 heads. with-
Yes, one head for the jury room and then 2 heads for Stacy and,
So you are gonna get that right.
oh, yeah, he's done the last
I know
like 4
him. He-
units though, yeah, he's
Yeah.
not like,
I know, he's a good guy,
yeah, no, he's
but I
not.
still, I.
Well, he doesn't do or anything. so
Oh.
it's-
Because he's old.
You got his phone number?
Duckworth.
I don't know that I've ever had a written quote from him, if I'm being honest, I think I've always written it down. I don't
You
know.
got a phone number for him?
Oh, yeah, I've been talking, he's coming, the courtroom AC finally came in, the one that you all approved in June, that I was worried about having to pay for in the last fiscal year. It just came.
Okay, so to have a motion to approve Duckworth for the installation of split units.
So moved.
I'll second.
I'll approve that also. Okay, we're back, we're down to the resource officer positions. What do you guys think about the proposal?
I think we ought to send a neutral person like Dutch to talk to the guy and see if he is going to take it.
Okay, all right, let's hold that off.
What do you think, Dutch?
Huh?
I've spoken to him several times.
And what's he said to you?
He wants,
Well, that's not the story that I heard.
He didn't wanna go cut to pay.
Well, that's not the story that I heard. So that's why I think we ought to send somebody neutral like Dutch to talk, if you don't mind.
Yep, I'll go talk to him.
Well, wouldn't you, or is this the civil service part of the work session?
Yeah.
I mean, even if that person
never-
wasn't transferring though, I think they were still hoping to get the other deputies under that. So,
Mike,
And I don't have a problem getting the other deputies under.
I don't either.
I mean, that's
that's the process we need to confirm with
Okay.
the process.
I'll go talk,
Excuse me one second.
I'll go talk to Mark.
You got his number?
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah, let me go.
I would rather stay out of that, to be honest. I hate to put you in that, Dutch. Since that involves him, I would stay out.
So you're just gonna carry that to the next agenda then?
That's your dodge.
He went out and opened the door for somebody. Well, I guess too, in consideration, I guess more or less, that's more or less if you guys approved even considering that option, if he was interested.
And another thing that I'm concerned is what, is the other resource officers gonna expect a raise too?
He's not, he's different.
I know that. but
If they go civil service, they would.
That's one of my concerns.
That's what,
You're gonna have one up there as civil service and he's getting a lot more pay and the other 3 is not, so. That's why
I understand.
the other
There
three
has to be that will be called upon to go to the regular duty at this time.
We know the other 3 say they want to do it because they want to.
They're not civil service, that's why we're talking about 2 different.
But what I'm saying,
They're
I mean,
hiring
groups
high-
have issues with it.
They're high, they're with the school group.
Oh, it went on to that, but
Okay.
right now the issue is just with the PRO and
Okay,
Kaiser.
okay. Sorry, I should have started at the beginning of it.
So the next on the agenda is the update on town of Ridgely, if you don't mind me.
No, go ahead, no.
So there was an email that sent out, Gary Howe sent an email. And it was sent to us three commissioners, also sent to Bill Shepherd, who is the, mayor of Ridgely. Says, here's the update on what we discussed about 39 Melampi Lane. At the meeting, and it is a letter from the DEP, West Virginia Department of Environmental Protection. It is from. Let's see, whose letter's from?
Not saying
Yeah, it's from,
what the guy above saying.
Robin Dolly?
No. it's not.
no.
They're sweet.
Huh.
Is that
Swift.
Swift, yeah.
Yeah, Swift.
Okay.
where'd you pull that out?
It says, so basically, I'll get through it, yeah, it's sweet. On arrival, I met with James Croston, presented credentials and explained the purpose of the investigation. Mr. Croston said that they haven't been able to get rid of things because of the rain. He said they have a trash disposal service with Nolly Mountain Hauling. I told Mr. Croston that I would have to send a notice of violation and the solid waste would need to be removed within 20 days. I received a text message from Tina, the mother, on October 2nd that said as soon as it stops raining so much, they can get something done. In his findings, there was solid waste observed. I concluded the investigation, discussed inspection findings with Mr. Crossan and reviewed areas of concern. I thank him for his time and cooperation and then departed. A NOV, not sure what that means.
Notice of violation.
Notice, is being issued to the property owners for an open dump and for having a solid waste facility without a permit. So that's what he found them with, and they have 20 days to clean it up, 20 days from this date of this thing, which was September 27th. He was there.
How much is it dumpster?
They're expensive.
He's talking $700 or $800.
Yeah.
There's several hundred, the small ones we've gotten here, I think were 300 for 300 or 400 to rent, and then,
Then the tipping fee.
you know. And then the landfill cost.
That's usually your tipping fee.
Okay. So did the notice of that go to Mr. Shepherd?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect.
Let's say with all the stoves and refrigerators and stuff like that, when they was going to traffic, they would.
Yeah, someone combined.
Yeah.
Paying for that, or at least give them something for it, or at least all the way for it. Okay. That's where we are with that. Thank you so much for that. Okay, down to new business, change of meeting date and time. That's for the December meeting. Dutch and I can't be here for the original time. So we're gonna try to change it.
December, you said.
December, yeah. We were gonna try to change it to possibly the 18th at 1 o'clock.
Well, here's another issue we've got.
Okay.
Tuesday morning is 9 o'clock. We can't have, Dutch and myself may not be here for that. No, yeah, that's in December.
What's that?
No, the December is at 4 o'clock,
No, we.
the
no,
December 3rd,
December the 3rd.
4
at
o'clock.
4 o'clock.
right?
I don't know if we'll be
We
back in
should,
time.
we should be back.
You think?
Yeah. Cause it'll be over around noon.
Well, we'll have to leave it then. if it's
Yeah,
over.
we'll have to leave at noon.
Okay.
What are you guys going to?
That's a leadership training.
Oh, okay, Eileen and I are going as well, I didn't know.
To the leadership thing
Yeah,
in Morgantown?
Oh, okay.
Well, do we need to change it to?
we're not
this time
staying,
or
we're driving
six?
back and
You
forth.
wanna change it later, just in case?
Well, I have it down at 6 o'clock.
It's 4 o'clock.
I've got 4 o'clock.
But I don't know.
We don't know whether.
Who knows? They changed
So
this
maybe
stuff
we
one up a
should
year
move it to
ago.
6?
Let's move that to 6.
Okay,
Okay.
6 o'clock.
So December the 3rd is moved to 6 p.m. It's not changing the date, just the time,
Yeah.
Okay,
from 4 to 6.
I'm in favor of starting in January, and putting them back like they was.
Yeah, so we at least know where we're
now
at.
the
Yes.
And
17th,
the December
we
17th,
moved to the 18th
moved to 18th
at 1,
at 1.
because Dutch and I can't be here on the 7th.
Yeah, we already changed that, yeah.
Right, but we need to.
Well, we talked about it, that's what we're.
So I'll make a motion, we move those two dates and times
Okay,
for those two meetings.
I'll second that.
and I approve that also.
So I went, so the 17th is now 1 o'clock?
No,
No,
the
17th is
18th,
the 8th.
17th is canceled.
It went from
Moved to the
Tuesday
18th.
to Wednesday at 1 o'clock.
Dutch and I had to be out of town on the 16th and 17th for meetings.
And then the Tuesdays is moved from 4 o'clock, the 3rd. Tuesday, the 3rd is moved from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock.
Correct.
Uh,
Yeah, exactly. Okay, that's approved, change, okay, budget revision, general county.
Okay, I had some issues with that, so I just gave up. I'll have to have that for the next meeting. What I'm looking at is the projected carryover, which we adjusted several times there at the end of the fiscal year. We've never really had so much trouble with our carryover balance before. And like I said, changed several times before I even did the budget revision I presented, which I thought I was being very,
Conservative,
conservative with. It's still according to what I'm looking at now, is like $240,000 short of what we projected it was gonna be. So, I'm double checking because I'm having some conflicting numbers.
Short of the 1.5 we used, or short of the 2.4 that we decided to buy cruisers and stuff?
Of the carryover, because we had budgeted 1.5. Then we thought the projected was gonna be 2.9, but it looks like the catch carryover is only 2.6.
Oh, okay, so it's not $200,000 less than the 1.5. That's what I was concerned, okay.
200 overall.
300 overall.
It's like,
Hold on.
it comes to like 240-some thousand.
The carryover is still 2.7 million,
2.6.
2.6 million, okay.
2.69, so we're close.
Don't put.
Well, I was just worried that you're, okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like, I bought
so,
cruisers, but that, we're gonna have to make some adjustments.
Send a couple of them back.
so yeah, I'm double checking that, and then there's some other things that were, other budget revisions I need to add in. We've had some refunds and stuff that's gonna hit too. So I just,
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
You have the full ledger printed out, so like I could just come and like just look at all the lines and stuff?
yeah, for last fiscal or this fiscal.
Last fiscal year.
Okay, we need to run a new one, but yeah.
Okay.
I go through and make sure everything's in the right line items and stuff.
Okay.
Plus, we're working on getting it to OpenGov where it will be viewable for everybody to look over every expenditure and revenue that we have.
Have you written budget reports for this fiscal year since the quarter just ended? Well, no, but like for us. Like,
Yeah,
everyone know what
yeah.
that-
Well, see, that's the thing, I didn't have the budget revision we did on July 23rd. I didn't think I actually had the official approval from the auditor's office, because they gave approval pending. And then there were some things like they wanted to know because we moved to close the 702 detention center and moved that 20,100 into law enforcement. And then we moved money into 980 to purchase the vehicles and the carryover different things that they wanted clarification on and approval from the sheriff to actually combine those. And so I thought I was still waiting on confirmation and then come back to find that it wasn't pending. It was pending, but it was approved, if that makes sense. So I was waiting to do that, and then we'll have all the figures we need.
Well, I'm saying it for this, the first quarter of FY 26, because we're already a quarter through.
Yeah, well, these
so-
numbers affected those reports.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was looking at that today, trying to get confirmation, and that's where some of the other figures weren't coming out, and I was like, this is just not making. And well, the fact that we were seeing less than what we thought, I just wanted to make sure that we actually have the correct figures before we go any further.
Thank you.
We made a lot of changes with things at the fiscal year that we don't normally do. I mean, it was just different this year, very different.
Okay, on October the 1st, we had a little ceremony at the courthouse. We presented, made notice it was Breast Cancer Awareness Day and October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We had a proclamation which we read, but we need approval of that proclamation. Do you want me to read it?
and I'll take it aside.
Yeah, I move that we approve it and give the president, permission to sign.
I'll second that. I approve that also. Is this one you want me to sign?
Yeah.
The same one, just not. right.
Yeah.
And then I'll be giving that to Mrs. Casper.
Perfect. Thank you. And it's pink. Okay, we've already approved Francis Jones, flag and seal contest entry review and winner selection.
Yes, so we actually had a lot of entries, where'd they go? So, to be completely honest, I forgot to send something to the schools when school started. We posted on social media numerous times, but I did forget to submit anything to the school, so I apologize for that, but.
Can we do it then?
Well, we've got a lot of good entries here.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't think,
Yeah.
Um,
There was actually,
yes,
I thought it was gonna start.
So we have to pick a winner right now?
you don't have to pick it right now, but you can look at them. I mean, you're gonna have to do it, you don't have to do it today, but,
Okay.
so what I did. Was everybody filled out a form with the meaning and their name and their copyright release and all that good stuff, but these are just the seals, so that you guys don't know who entered them.
Okay.
Cause I've already heard people say like, oh, that person submitted one, they're gonna be the one to get it, so you guys have no idea who these are. Not.
That's what, that's way to
So
keep.
that's just, but there are a lot of good ones, I mean, I think you guys should look at them.
Okay, we will.
We will later.
We will look,
Okay.
we will look at them after.
But their names are attached.
No, I've got their names in a folder
Yeah,
separate.
we don't wanna see the names.
Yes, so, well, I'll pull these then and we'll look at it later.
Okay, thank you. Okay, commission personnel
And this will need to be on the next agenda then,
for the approval.
right?
What?
This
For the
approval of the selection,
Yes.
or are we doing it tonight?
I don't know, that's up to you all.
We'll look at it, we'll see, we'll look at it and see what they are.
Okay.
Yeah.
See if there's a clear winner. Okay, commission personnel. I'm not sure. what-
That's an executive session. I've got
All right.
several things under that.
Okay, we've already spoken with the sheriff about the cameras. You guys wanna make any comments?
Is there a decision today or?
We don't have to make a decision today. I don't know if you guys wanna think about it.
I wanna think about it.
I'd like to see, figure out where we're gonna get the money, I guess is the issue. We really should budget that into the sheriff's budget next fiscal year. But I know,
You don't wanna increase their budget though.
I know, that's, but it's,
There's a lot of things that need to be in there, but you don't wanna see the figure that it needs to be.
yeah, I know. I
I know that kind of stuff really should be in a capital plan.
It should
That's
be.
where
It should,
Yeah.
your,
Yeah, for
20-year
10
plan,
years, all the things that need replaced on a regular basis, so it's not $250,000
$50,000 a hit, yeah. So
but
actually,
actually on that $22,000 invoice, because it was supposed to be paid in. I think it was 19 or 20, I think because of COVID, it wasn't sent, so we didn't pay it. And then all of a sudden they wanted us to pay two payments, it's like,
Oh.
whoa,
so when would we know anything about the 48,000 that they owe us?
I'll get with that guy, I'm not sure.
Okay.
This has been going on for a long time.
That's part of it
It
too.
would be easier to make a decision if we had that.
Every time you
Paid
call Motorola, you get somebody else.
uh,
My first issue was they sent it, it was to a work site that was not our address. I needed to confirm that it was in fact our credit. That literally took months.
But it is our credit.
Finally, after, and when I say months, it was 6 to 8 months, and I finally said, just, can you send me an invoice? They sent me the invoice, and in fact, it was ours. And then that has been going, this has been going on for 2 or 3 years, believe it or not.
Each, so luckily,
Don't blame them, they
So-
don't want to report over 45,000.
I'll just say, probably it's not gonna be settled anytime soon, right?
It has to be, and that's.
Yeah,
what-
because that
in
would,
my
that would be easier for us to make that decision on buying those cameras if we had that.
Well, when our payment was
Zone
due
rated.
in. Oh, I didn't remember when it was earlier this year, and we held the $22,000 payment from Bank One. Because I said, we're not gonna pay you and pay Motorola both.
Right.
And, but then that's when Bank One had provided the information that we are obligated because our signatures are on it. And which, so I don't know, not sure what's gonna go on that.
All right, thank you. All right, county clerk, reactivate employees.
Oh, okay, had an employee, a previous employee come back, she started on Wednesday, Becky Smith. So,
Okay, good.
yeah, so she jumped right into voter registration and got all the DMV and OVR.
She
voters signed
is
up. Full time.
Okay, good.
So, if I could have your approval to reactivate
Okay,
her
I have a motion to reactivate
So
Becky
moved.
Smith, as
I'll second.
employee of the county in the clerk's office, and I
and,
approve that also.
Tori came in Friday and said, hey, you got any part-time job for me, any part-time work for me, here during the election? So,
Good, she's a
yeah.
good employee.
yeah, so if I could have approval for her, we work part-time.
Tori, fine.
Part-time. Second.
I approve it also. Thank you. That's a.
That made me a really good week.
That's-
Seriously, we went into the, breast cancer, ceremony. And I sat down and my phone did, and Becky said, hey, can I wear jeans coming to work tomorrow? Yeah, I laughed, and then Tori sends me a text, hey, can I come to work? I'm like, I'm just like in a room, I was just like, are you guys messing with
You had to
me?
pinch yourself, yeah. Okay, down to assessor new hire, received a letter from Jill Cosner, says this letter is to inform you that Ms. Odom has been hired to fill the open position that became available in the assessor's office when Kimberly McFeel resigned. So Odom will be training in the personal property division. And she'll be starting October the 16th. So I have a motion to approve. I can't pronounce her first name.
Is it Jotzia? You know, Laura?
That's what I thought it was. I was thinking Jay-Z.
I'm calling this up.
Odom, that's what I, to be safe.
Yeah. I second that.
Okay, it's a little early, but Val Fisher's here and she wants to talk about some county issues. So if you, are you expecting anyone else to come with you?
Yeah, give me 5 more minutes.
Okay, no problem.
They don't show up.
Okay, we received a letter from the magistrate regarding secondary exit for security.
This is what Lauren was talking about, that there is an executive session exemption for security related issues to facilities.
Okay, so we need to go to.
I think we need to, yeah, I think we need.
Well, what I can tell you about this is, it's not our decision, it was Supreme Court's, and when I walked out earlier, it's because I read this, I just called the Supreme Court to confirm. And they said 110%, this is to stay, that was made by the Supreme Court's security director, it was not made by me, I couldn't care less. And I called them to confirm, and the Supreme Court staff told them that yesterday, this letter was written before that, but that wasn't our decision.
That's Supreme.
That was the Supreme Court decision. If you guys want to go back, we can talk about it.
So-
But there's nothing we can do. This was a Supreme Court decision, not mine, not
Okay.
ours.
So we will go back for executive session for commission personnel. Now while Val's waiting on her.
Yeah. I make a motion, let's do an executive session, I'll say.
Definitely. None of them are out. Yeah.
Do your shoulder? Is it your shoulder?
Different.
What'd you do?
Yeah. Bicep was 60-some% torn away from the.
So they put it back together?
Reconnected it.
Which doctor? Here,
Eddie,
good luck. Good luck. So I don't have to do it twice. But that's okay. Eric had the same thing. Eric, you know, the guy who works at Wayne's. Oh. What Ashby, the butcher, he had the same thing. Thank you.
it only doesn't very much to listen to. You're telling him the whole time, it's my shoulder. You damn all right now. Okay. And probably need to check your back, it could be nerve leading with the shoulder. Hey, I'm telling you, it's not a back, it's a shoulder.
It's your shoulder.
In 2 years. And right at the shoulder. Or 2.
I'm not sure. Thanks.
Doctors don't like to be told.
No,
They asked where you hurt. I told them.
well, don't wait as long as I did. I had a reverse shoulder surgery. I didn't have any muscle shot.
Second, question, not the back.
My brother-in-law's had a couple of them,
You're looking at a ball shirt.
Dr.
Once,
Bullshit.
twice, once. Yeah,
it might have something to do with bone work, because like most of them,
we do a little bit.
I was joking, no,
Well, I got hurt too much from that. Place up here, we did that surgery, I can't remember the guy's name. The banister was literally up on the front door of. Yeah, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, your neck.
They felt for you, but after they got done laughing.
Yeah. I've never fallen 12 feet on the head. They said, "Oh,
You're like, who's there? And he was gone.
banister was like, just barely above the knee. I took a step back and hit that chair.
Not me too, you know.
Wasn't enough stopping to do it.
Yeah, I was gonna put more with my sample ballot, but there was too much going on. And, I couldn't get everything to the newspaper, and I knew, she said as long as I got it to her by 2 o'clock, she would have it by Friday's paper, and I wanted to get out, because there's so many questions that the voters have. And registration deadline's Tuesday, so, you know, I wanted to get it in as soon as I could. And there's so much more I wanted to add, and finally it was just like, what you got, just go with it. And she was gonna put on the bottom, poll workers needed. I said, no, please, let's hold off on that, because I wanted to put information with it.
Yeah.
If they just see that, then I'm just gonna be bombarded with calls as opposed to providing information with that statement.
Yeah,
So,
they make that thing, you just drive around. That would be your head. You're like that.
well, our phones aren't working.
Oh,
They ring, nobody, we can hear them, they can't hear us. So the one lady's calling, I'm like, hey, I'm still going, can you hear me now? Can you hear me? You know, the old saying, can you hear me now?
Commercial.
Yeah, so she's saying, well, are they again? Can't they? They're not answering, that's not about not answer phone or something like that. And so when she finally called like the third time, I'm like, we can hear you, because you said, and I repeated what she said, she goes, oh my gosh, thank goodness I didn't say. I'm like, no, we can hear you, you can hear us. But it's been like that since last Monday, and people are just calling, and because we answer nothing, you know.
Is it an interdepartmental issue or is it?
Well, the phone lines are now through the internet.
Oh.
So it's an internet thing, yeah. So the phone guy said it's them, it's not us. It's gonna be every person, it's every person. And then it's weird because I sent Luke calls and it goes right on through, and I'm like, that's not what happens when they call, that's not what happens. It's like you go to the doctor, you're sick, you go to the doctor, you're fine, you know?
Feel great.
But yeah, but we've been really fighting with the phones because people are trying to call in about voting and absentees and all this other stuff, and you know, it just rings and rings, and we try calling them back. Then they can't hear us, and they're going, they think
It's your fault.
no, they think it's scammers.
Okay.
Because how many times you get those kind of phone calls, nobody's on the other end, I'm like, no, I'm here. Just give up and I call myself, okay, that's me calling, I apologize, I'm not messing with you. You know, because by the third time when you actually call, they're like, oh, who keeps calling me?
That's our internet went out, you might as well shut it down. Because you couldn't do anything. You might as well just go get in your car, you had actually access to internet in your vehicle, so we had to.
Well, that's what, we've been making a lot of calls on our personal cells because we're trying to help the people. But we can't get through on the office lines, so we just been using our personal cells to try and call them back, because we can hear them, they can't hear us. We know what they want, we just can't help them. Just keep talking.
Yeah, I just got to the point where I use my cell more now, but the way they've got our phone system set up, you call the 788 number, which we've had for as long as I've been at the newspaper. But it goes to Clarksburg. They have a central operator in Clarksburg. And that call may get to me and it may not. Or I may get a phone call, some poor lady. I've been at your door for I forget how many times and nobody's there. Well, ma'am, you're not at my door now, I'm sorry, but I'm right here and the door is shut. I said, ma'am, I'm here. She thought they switched her from Buchanan to Kaiser. She was in Buchanan trying to get help at their newspaper office. It's like crazy.
That's what you need, copper lines. The ones up there in Ashby, you know, the ones that Helen, in North Carolina, copper lines are working in a lot of places, because they got to take cable and it's underground. But that's not for everybody, because the power's from the central office, that's why you don't lose the car.
Yeah.
But you got cell service, your cell tower goes off, you're screwed. But thank God for Starlink. But yeah, my granddaughter just moved out of there 2 weeks before it happened. Her roommates are missing. But I'm glad she's okay. I feel sorry for them.
How many you're still missing?
About six, well, it's a total of 600 they bought. And now they got 2, 3 of them, could be up to 400. Each day they talk about another person who was holding on to their wife or husband. They got down and got drug away.
Did you see where they found like 100 that were together in one of those churches and they were all healthy and they hadn't had any food since the storm, but they were all alive. That was
They see,
pretty miraculous.
yeah, and anybody that says anything, they should have said the army in there really, so you know what they did. Cause North Carolina's full of bases, you know what I mean? They're the kind that you want, they put a bridge up, they build the roads, you know what I mean? They rescue people, they use the salary, you do a lot of things. I'm just grateful that people on. They say, like you said, 100 people, that's a good thing, you know? Yeah, I got them for that, there's no doubt about that. But the way that mud came through, oh. It scares the hell out of me. But water's scary too.
I told them, we lived down on Treasure Street, and I would have something right here, because we'd gone through a couple of floods. And if I heard rain, sleep, I should be.
Well, you never forget it. You never forget it. See, we thought we didn't have to worry about that because we lived on a hill in Westernport. But something above us in 96, 95, one of those years, one of those abandoned mines up there above us filled up with water and gave way and just came right down the hill and got it.
It's scary, you don't forget it.
No, you don't.
You don't forget the flooding either. I can still remember the day.
When did we open, 85?
85 was a big one, hit, Romney,
Yeah.
but then we had
Fairfield
one
and-
in,
92, 94.
well, it was like 95
It was in 90s, I think.
and 96, so we had like 2 down at least on Patterson Street in Burlington.
That's the one they took out.
It's big here too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the one that's,
as much as Moorefield.
that one field, yeah, was bad.
Petersburg.
That was the 85 flood. But yeah, we had a couple big ones.
My grandmother said that brand new washer and dryer better be high enough in the basement where the water don't get it. They were touching the ceiling. We had crates and blocks and everything you could think of stacked up. Or the that water would get them. Just imagine if like, it ain't one of those places.
Oh, yeah, I can't imagine.
How bad would that be?
Like I said, I used to have a lot of nightmares about flood water from living down there because of that, how fast it come up. Because I didn't have a vehicle and the landlord's daughter's gonna pick me up and like little things are floating by and then bigger things are floating by. And when whole trees are floating by and I'm sitting in the middle of this field because it's starting to surround. And I was just like in this panic and I was like, they've forgotten me. Like, what am I gonna do? There's trees, not more than like 30 feet from me, trees floating by. And I was just like, I'm gonna start running, you know, and then they showed up. I was like, and she's like, oh, did you think I forgot you? But you know, it got up and we were down their trailer, down Ralph Webb's trailer for it, and it got up underneath the trailer, but never got inside.
Yeah.
But it was already starting.
Yeah, that had a pretty big embankment to get up.
It was, yeah, and it was already out in the road and in the field. And I was still down in the field. So I was starting to, I was like, at what point was it going to, because I knew how fast the water could rise.
Oh, it makes you nervous, especially if it's, you know, day after day after day and you never forget the smell. I don't know about you, but I've never, that horrible smell of that, almost a sewage smell with all that mud.
It brought a mess. I mean, looking at some of those pictures of what they're having to go through down there. it's
Tell
just-
you what, when the water comes to a play area, if you don't know it's coming, it'll go right up the side of the road, you can just stop the other side. I had that expedition to big one, boy came up like that just overnight, not overnight, going down the road, it just happened. I got scared, I got the next town, you couldn't get through, this water was everywhere in the wash. And when I came back, thank God they had that one, detour, so I get on 70 and come home, that's what I was in Carolina.
Oh, boy. I'm moving back out of the executive. Yes, I'll second that.
You ready or you still?
Ready, everyone I came.
No, we just talked. We have to go back in. Yeah. Okay, Val, you have the floor.
One thing about this loan for the building, the new construction, right? That's
Yeah.
$7 million, correct?
Yes,
And you took like 1.6 million out of the county budget, is that for American Rescue Plan?
I'd have to look up the exact amount, but that's probably about right. That's in the ballpark for sure.
And so I heard you had a few like unforeseen things like a wall and concrete,
Yes, there's,
in addition, right?
yes.
So how is it gonna affect us a lot? I mean, any penny will affect us right now, correct? Do we have enough money to make it through?
Yes,
You didn't, no problem?
no.
I guess my word is, when you were concerned about giving the girls a $2 raise, does that make sense? You're really concerned about not being able to do it, right? And I know how to get FOIA requests, and she's really good about giving the budgets. You know what I'm saying? But I couldn't see the link, with this. And I have another thing, a little bit, I want to say, it. Something that happened, okay, and I'd like to get an answer for it. I know it won't get it today, but I'd like to have it in 5 days. She'll have a FOIA request when she gets back to the office. Last July, I always came in here, and I was talking about the request I made to be on the ambulance authority. Had been in there for 3 years. And every time I was asked about it, he said, you're working on getting it established, how to get it fixed. It was broken, you know what I mean? And that's after, what's his name? Is it
Colby
Chris?
Simpson.
Huh?
Colby Simpson?
Now, nobody had Chris, was it Chris?
Chris Quinn.
Yeah, he got it, and I thought, well, he's a nice guy, don't get me wrong, but he does do all the money negotiation with Valley Medical, correct?
No,
Yes. When he stopped that, because he did it, but on the notes with the
No.
Chase part, he was,
he's,
No,
he's involved, the president of Valley Regional
so you're telling me that
Enterprises.
the notes said he was there, he wasn't.
No, I didn't say he wasn't there. I'm saying that he doesn't lead those negotiations. His boss does, the director of mobile integrated healthcare for Valley.
Okay. And then the other thing was, the next week, Steve, your ex-president, put in a request, and you approved it in the following meeting. So what I'm gonna ask is, why was I can handle it, but why was I neglected? I am a person at large. I have no affiliation with any, or of all people with the illness and everything else I've experienced. And your ambulance calls, which I've been on 4 times, no problem. I can see things taking him, and I did not know why. So Mr. Loveman, you get a chance. I guess I'm gonna ask why. I guess all 3 of you voted for Steve, correct?
No, I did.
Okay, well, what I'm
Well,
saying is,
one of the reasons, I didn't see your,
so it
was
was,
it in-
and she's got it. I got
that
it.
day?
Yes, and she's come before you several times.
Yes.
Wondering why.
Yep, it's not.
yeah, I
something
know she's been here before, but I agree with
Yeah.
that.
And the thing is that I don't understand why I was neglected. Unless you think I'm some type of bad person, which I'm
I
not.
don't think you're a bad
I
person
know I'm not.
myself, I don't.
I mean, everybody, I got a lot of phone calls during the Chase car because the only reason I was against the Chase car, I really wanted us to have the county employees start. You know what I mean? There's just wrong having county employees that build their future, okay, around here. And so I know all the problems with it.
yeah,
Trust
the
me,
reason we didn't put county employees on, we
I know.
looked at both
Trust
scenarios.
me,
It
I
was too
know.
expensive to put county employees on.
Yeah, but to me, it gives them a some type of future, you know what I'm saying? That's all. My husband came from here, came back 20 years, it's still, there's not a lot of work, you know what I mean? And this is one thing we definitely need, you know that, right? And I understand, but my question is, so I know I won't get the answer tonight, but I would like to have it by next week.
No, why, no, say that again, why what?
Why
I can't
wasn't
hear you
selected-
very
Why
well,
I
Valerie. I
wasn't selected.
apologize.
why I wasn't selected. Because I know you guys select, it's not Gainsborough, you guys select the people that goes to the board. I know there's a lot asked, but I really need to know.
When is the next term up? For the,
This is
do you recall?
it's a person at large, I can't be.
That's what I mean, do you?
No, normally it's in the notebooks and I did not bring a notebook.
Well, I know you did. I don't know if I took a picture of that. Let me see. You go on and talk. I'll see if I can find it.
Well, I'm just saying that's basically what I have, and I only get 5 minutes, the other person didn't show up, but I wanna know about the, well, you know what I mean, and all that. And like I said, my concern was, if you're that worried about giving the girls a $2 an hour raise, right? And all this other stuff popping up, why? There's one more thing I like to ask, why don't you do the cost thing? Why don't we pay the architect? Was it $40,000 a year to keep up the cost? Isn't that what I read in the paper?
$40,000 a year to do what?
For someone to keep up the construction costs? And then you loan,
No, I do all of the loan
but
admin.
when I'm not talking about the actual cost out, there was a newspaper article that said that you were looking for someone that you'd hired, that architect.
Well, no, that was a requirement from the
That was an inspector.
lending agent.
A construction inspector.
Yeah,
If
That's
you
what-
just do a construction inspection.
yeah, that was a requirement
And
from
he said,
the,
well, what I'm saying is to say, he can do it too,
no,
but
he
he had
could-
someone other than that.
yeah, it had to be somebody else.
So I'm already working
Oh, I
70
didn't say-
hours this week.
Hey, no.
Like,
No.
can't do much more than what I do.
I'm not asking, I just said ask, listen,
But, sorry,
and you're sleeping, I can tell you something about that. You got a lot of hope. But
the USDA requires us to have a full-time inspector on site. That's
Okay.
whole job.
hey, that's
is-
good.
And that was the reason.
Yes.
Hey, I'd be nice if we had inspectors in the county for certain things, you know.
ARPA, we did 1.125 million and then 500,000, so 1.625. And then we did the additive alternate, which was for the first story of the sheriff's office redoing it, it was another 260.
I gotta ask a question, I'll be it. Hey, you know, you're my first.
Hmm.
Mine needed.
Mhm.
Well, I'm telling.
I didn't have to carry everything. I was in a hurry.
I took a picture.
Everything, all the copies.
Well, I got a picture of him, but he's not on it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they're expecting like a normal.
No, Steve's not there anymore.
He's on it.
That's why she's asking.
Why, she,
His term,
oh, his term is not.
his term's not on here.
Okay, were you finished or?
My 5 minutes are up.
Oh, okay. All right,
Valley, I'm gonna give you one answer here, I know it might not make you happy, but the picture that I got of Steve on the AMS Authority as a member at large, it doesn't really tell me when he's off, so I can call him and find out.
Well, it says he just got accepted again. For that letter, that nice lady.
When was that letter put out?
sure.
I like to have some pies. I brought them with me.
What kind do you have?
Which one?
Peach, raspberry, harvest,
What's harvest?
peach, blueberry,
Oh, the pies,
strawberry, mixed, all
all
the
the very.
How much are they?
15. I need we need our toilet paper. Help! Can you take a check? I don't have cash, do you check?
Make it to
I'm gonna make, I get up, Steve. I'll be right back.
I'll take a harvest.
I'll take a harvest.
Okay.
I will with the one, I'll get one. You gonna get one too?
Yeah, I just found it coming in the car. I prayed that y'all be still here.
Oh, well, supporters are gonna be here. a while.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Hey, Miss Francis is here with some pies. She has raspberry, harvest, and peach. I don't want peach. Harvest is. What's your?
It's a combination of
Harvest is a
Peach and-
combination of peach and.
blueberries and.
I'll stop by, get it. I don't ever even. Raspberry.
How many pies did you sell, Francis?
We had 250.
Oh, so you guys still sold quite a few, but there's still a lot left, but you sold quite a few, okay.
I think,
All right.
I think today we had 40 left.
Did you guys make all of those?
Oh, heavens, no.
Oh, okay, you
They
ordered
come
it.
from the pie shop in Pennsylvania.
That's impressive.
We went to it for 20.
We did spaghetti one time. I served baked spaghetti for 60-some people.
We'll get to you in a minute, Joel. Francis, you have change for 20? I got 20.
I'm sure she
Well,
can
then you
next
just
time.
get for a 20.
Well.
I'll change for 20.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're very welcome.
Hey, bring them back in here.
Hey, Francis,
Just wait a second,
Love
Francis,
Carrie.
I'm not gonna-
Yeah, raspberry.
You want raspberry?
Yeah, that's the mix.
Harvest.
So 2 harvests and a
Harvest?
raspberry.
Yeah.
Wait,
Well,
raspberry or razzleberry?
raspberry or harvest?
What is razzleberry?
Berries mixed together.
Well, I thought that's what harvest was.
No,
Harvest is a lot of berries, blueberry, strawberry,
I was hoping to
peaches
cheer.
and all. Four fingers, 4 different.
Okay, go ahead and get me a razzleberry too. I'll
Yeah,
find
there's
it.
2 raspberries and 2 harvests.
I like the blackberry.
And even though I could write it out for 15, I'm gonna write it out for 20 also.
Okay. Okay. All right, Val's over. That is the match we took care of. We got everything done except the accounts payable and things, right? We're done?
Oh, everybody else had to say.
Yeah, we're done. We want to go back into executive session and talk about, Luke has some other things, but, I invited Joel at the last minute because I wasn't sure what time our meeting ended until I looked at the agenda last night or yesterday. So he wanted to talk to us. I know he's not in office yet, and we wanted to actually talk to him about some of the things we expect. And so I'll tell you, the first thing we expect, we don't want you spending any money. So,
You have to bring a bigger wallet to the table this time.
yeah. And he talked to me about maybe some, revamping the,
I'll find out.
which I guess some of this shouldn't be in the paper, but revamping court security, maybe make some changes there. And he was asking me about, possibly meeting with the superintendent about, some space over at the Frankfurt Middle School or intermediate school. But we just found out, primary, we just found out,
I guess you didn't have an answer. Tell Mom, see you next time.
okay, thank you.
I'll see you too.
We found out that there's a trailer up at now this came from one of the deputies and we. I don't, and they wanted to move it to Fort Ashby
2 raspberries and 2
Fairgrounds.
harvests,
instead of,
right?
And use it as a potential office and then we could be there for the fair.
That would be good for a fair, but,
Here,
Thank you,
you're welcome.
thank you. Okay, just take one there.
Did you need change?
Oh, did anybody
Yes,
need
no,
change?
Get their father.
No. Lauren made me feel guilty.
She make you feel guilty?
She did. She made me feel guilty
So you
too,
don't have
Look
to
at
get
but
change.
that's okay.
Now, how much was Lauren's check for? Did she write it?
$20.
Okay. There we go. She put her money where her mouth was.
She was gonna rate it for 20.
And I didn't even pay attention. She's my friend. All right, I won't bother you on anymore, thank you.
All right.
Hey, Doug,
Yeah, you're used to it.
Yeah.
$15. But if you ever forget about it,
Oh, no, you're gonna help pay for our insurance, come on here.
Now keep in mind that all of us paid $20 for our.
yeah, did you?
Yeah,
Yes,
Yeah, they did.
and Lauren wrote a check for 20.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I know, it cost you $5.
$5 pies.
They are.
I don't eat pie and neither do my kids, or, sorry.
All right, you're.
Well,
Thank
You
so
want a
much.
pie?
Thank you so much.
bring home another pie. My wife is one strand.
Okay.
Okay, so Joel, I got Joel in here.
All right.
Oh.
Thank you all very much.
Let him talk to us for a while, maybe a couple of his ideas perhaps. And I told him, I said, the first thing I want to tell you is, told Joel, said, the first thing I want to tell you is, don't spend any money.
That's a good.
We're looking at those cameras that Roger gave me the estimate
Roger
today,
Reel.
Roger Reel, which I've seen it before. So we're actually trying to figure out where we can get some money. Here's the situation. We still owe $66,000 on the previous cameras that we have. Lauren is working on her end because apparently we have a $45,000 credit with this company. So if we can get that resolved, then we'd be more apt to go with those cameras. I realize the cameras for the new vehicles, the 5 that we need for those is gonna cost us $40,000. So that's 1 year payment right there. Payment's about $50,000 stretched over a 5-year period. What it is, the whole program is $250,000 stretched over a 5-year period, $50,000 a year. After 3 years, they give us all new body cam. So it's the same, but our cameras are obsolete at the end of December. End of December, our cameras are obsolete.
It doesn't take long for them to
Right. And right now, JJ told us, we met with him earlier, JJ told us that some of the cameras can't be downloaded or uploaded, the body cams that we have. So, but
They should not make public.
oh, okay, but anyhow. So they work, it's just that they can't upload and download. So anyhow, we are considering that right now. We didn't make a decision yet, we're gonna still talk about it a little bit more. Laura, well, guess we gotta wait on Lauren to come up with that $45,000 she told us about.
And Lauren also, I talked to Steve about the ambulance authority. He said he never received a letter stating that he was re-put on it. Wrote it in to put on, he don't know the length of time either.
That's not her question.
No, I know, but I'm just.
I know the answer to her question.
Why won't you guys just answer it?
Yes, that's what.
I didn't wanna throw Kobe under the bus.
You guys are the
It
ones
was
that.
before
voted.
that.
Yes.
Huh?
It was before that.
Yes.
It's just.
Yeah, but Steve said he hadn't received the letter yet. I just want to let you know.
I'll tell you why we don't pick her, she's not a good fit.
You don't have to tell us, you just tell Valley.
I know,
Maybe that's just a phone call and a conversation. I think she'd be happy to have that.
alright. Then she's gonna ask me why.
I mean, it's 100% the commission's discretion who you appoint. And if
It
you
is.
just simply don't feel like someone's a good fit, that's
And that's
why
the
it's
reason.
appointed.
That's the reason. The ambulance story is really working smooth
It's doing very well.
It
and
actually is.
we don't wanna disrupt anything.
First time in a long time.
I know, and I don't wanna disrupt.
Everything goes through a cycle.
It does. Alright, Joel. You want anything to talk to us about?
No, just a couple things, like I mentioned, it'd be nice to have a new building down here. I was given a walkthrough down there. Told that one office is the only office in Belgium. But you can come through the initial door.
In the magistrate court.
Is that correct?
That left office when you walk in the
Yeah.
security
I
office,
think there
yes.
needs to be 2 designated for that.
You're thinking because of the keys.
Well, yeah, whoever your supervisor of the Belgium says, he needs to have his own office, so he can handle things.
He's
You
on
do
the
have-
courthouse side, cause there's an office on the courthouse side too.
He's on the 3rd floor.
He's on the
Yeah.
3rd floor there.
That's probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, the bailiffs won't even use that office. They have a desk out in the hallway.
Well.
I mean, it's there for them, but they don't get all
As
that.
much as we love to say Mineral County is not like other places, it's going to come to.
It's
You're going to be faced with situations that you see on the news, it's going to come. It has come gradually, just hasn't made it to the extent of what you see in the paper or the news.
Thank God.
I agree. But I would much rather be able to have things situated and have the things in place that we need, the manpower that we need, protection, we need, especially in our schools. You look at some of the schools we have now. Somebody gets in the right mind and goes down Garden, you can't get there within 30 minutes.
No, you can't. And we actually talked about court
You got no
security.
protection.
Forget which person that goes to the message of no guard.
I agree.
Yeah, but that's after the fact, though. That's after the.
But even still, you're talking 10 minutes for even somebody to get there once something ready from.
You look at Farmington, you're 15 minutes away from here.
I agree.
I mean, most of these outlying schools, it could be all over.
I agree.
it's sad.
But we've got to be able to maintain the government that we have, which is either courthouses and whatnot, and you gotta have the security. Which is why, if you have somebody come in, you need to have a separate office to take them to, somebody's got to take them under control and sit them down and talk to them. Rather than a bailiff being there, and he has to be pulled away from his door, you need two there. But,
I don't know if we have one there or two there during the day. One?
They have
well,
one at the entrance and they put one in hearings if there's something wrong with him in court. It's my understanding.
even when there's not hearings, there's on average, there's typically only one that I've seen.
Yeah, if we have a court case, we have to have two in the
Then
court.
on sometimes there's court, yeah, so we
In
might
that
have,
case-
we might have 5 officers tied up with court some days.
Yeah, they'll pull
But
them
I
off the
think,
road.
and I think there's additional ways to find manpower that's not going to increase any cost to the county with that. You have Jeff Connolly, who is a processor. And I think proper management of his schedule with what he does, on days that we know there's gonna be board one night, he can be pulled into the bailiff as well.
I agree with that. Yeah, I'm for that 100%.
And that's not the only areas. I mean, there's places that you can pull manpower from if need be, and it's not gonna cost us any more to do that. You're already paying them to be out working, doing something anyway.
I like your thinking.
Sometimes I think have simple, but
Just that, here's my advice to you. Every time you come up with like an idea, think. You know what? Jerry's gonna say it's gonna cost us money. He's gonna say no.
You know, though, most people don't, like, probably wouldn't think of me as someone who thinks simple, but like when I'm trying to fix things at 911, so I always tell people, like, you gotta go in with the most caveman approach to it, because typically it's a loose cable. Or it just needs turned off, or it needs unplugged and plugged back in, or the volume knob needs turned back
Yeah.
on.
I mean, I
But take the
understand
simple approach
the whole
first.
thing with the money. I do, I mean, coming from the state police, which the Eastern Panhandle didn't get anything.
Right.
I mean, we've been working out of this detachment that they have, the old 911 center, that had, the building is sinking in the ground. And when it came time to do the remodeling, we got old desks from the original jail somewhere that literally was throwing them away because it was broken.
Yeah.
Or didn't have her, that's what outfitted our office, so I get that, I understand.
Were you all the general contractors?
Huh?
Were
No,
you, was the Middle County Commission a contractor?
no, he's talking about state police.
I know.
No, I get it. That's not very
No,
funny.
that's.
That was not very funny.
Oh,
The
okay.
idea,
Yeah, it was.
the idea of that school is not just a place for the guys to pop in and, sit down and take a break and use the bathroom. I'm talking about a functioning office.
Right, and he had
you
mentioned,
can't do that with a camper trailer. You've gotta have an area, if you take somebody 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, you make an arrest in Wiley Ford, you're coming to Kaiser because you have nowhere else you can go to process. State police had it differently. We could go straight to Raleigh. There was no in between. We cut out an hour's time right there.
yeah,
That's actually a house trailer.
Yeah.
It's a house trailer.
Well, even still, you've gotta be able to have a holding cell, which that can be made, but still. And again, my intent was 2 days a week and have a tax office.
that's a good
That in
idea.
any way possible. I mean, I think if you're gonna do that, it needs to be,
Are you closing the one here down those 2
oh,
days?
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
He's looking at manpower.
He wants more staff then.
Well, just the staff they had. I mean, they're down one now, right?
Yeah,
Is that what it is?
yeah. I think we're down one. All right,
You take, I mean, again, I've heard a lot of it. A lot of people approach me about that. Again, on days when you have a lot of volume here, it's not all from this end. You got a lot from the north end as well. So
That is
you're
true.
taking that out of the equation from day one to quite long. It's more accessible to people that don't get off work until 4 and have to drive 35, 40 minutes to get there.
all right.
And, I mean, I understand we all have to do it. There's a lot of single parent families out there too. So,
I don't know if some of the little municipalities would have a place where we could do it down there or not, for your tax department, I'm saying. I doubt if they want a criminal brought in, but they might allow for their citizens of that little community, they might allow that.
That's kind of why I asked about that building, the school. I mean, if it's a storage building, I mean, I had no idea. It's-
He wanted me to check with Troy, and I haven't had a chance to
It's
get.
simply a
What's
question.
school, what's the one on Dan's Run,
Primary school.
primary school? They're,
Oh,
the
primary.
school's keeping it, and they're gonna use it as storage. He was wondering if maybe they would let us use an office. First, a room,
And the way that's set up,
you need the bathroom.
yeah, the way that's set up, you have hallway, if you're looking from the building, you've got offices in the front, hallway and in the back. They have front
I
and back
reckon
in
that's
one
cool.
corner.
Yeah.
But, I mean, again, that was just simply a thought. I haven't, again.
I have a feeling Troy would probably not object to that. They don't use the whole thing.
I think the only objection they would have is the overall intentions, or if that school would ever need to be used for overflow.
Then-
Like to house pre-K or something, but that would be long, that'd be like a while from now.
They
So
would
as long
know
as
that.
there wouldn't be,
That would be something they wouldn't do immediately. It'd be like
Right.
one of those things that wouldn't be a spur of the moment.
but I don't see why they would be object to it. It would just be, probably if they're gonna put pre-K in there, you wouldn't be offering criminals anymore, but
Well, no.
but that could be 20 years from now, so.
That depends on who's raising pre-K.
Okay, one of the top, yeah, okay, so anyhow, yeah, we talked about court security or pro officers, so that's decision still.
Now, the one was filled with the new school, right?
Yeah. That one's filled. We still are short one.
Up here. Middle school.
Yeah, and they're working on that now.
So there's none at the middle school?
Middle
No.
school in, yeah,
Yeah, Frankfurt
No.
Middle, there's one at Frankfurt Middle, one
Primary
at,
school doesn't have.
no,
Yeah.
they go back and forth, primary and elementary.
They
school
share
go
that
back-
building.
Primary and
share. They
One
share.
person.
One at the high school, John Hudson, you know John?
Yeah, one at the high school, one at the middle, and they share the responsibility of doing the
To
intermediate.
the primary.
Yeah. Cause the schools is fairly close there,
Still not ideal.
but that's what they wanted. We got that.
Anything else? I pitched my little idea to them earlier today about instead of having 16 deputies, let's cut it down to 8. That would cut the budget in half, jail costs would go down, wouldn't need as many cars. They didn't think that was a good idea though.
Overtime will go way up at that point. Hey, guys.
And that's a thing that we've been fighting, not fighting, but we've been discussing with them
Well,
for
again, I think
years,
that-
overtime.
That's something I think can be worked through.
Because if we didn't have the overtime, now, of course, they explained to us why their overtime is so high. Because we're 2 deputies short. But if our overtime was a little bit lower, then it'd be real easy to make that decision on the cameras, because
But you can't eliminate overtime completely.
No.
It's
you
impossible.
can.
Any way to do that is predict the calls and the outcome.
Well, and then they've had 2 deputies off because, they had babies. And 1 deputy broke his ankle or twisted his ankle,
But he wasn't off too long.
and then another one was somewhere else,
Yeah.
vacation, I guess.
So
So,
we didn't, we didn't have the pleasure of calling somebody out or somebody called. You
Yeah.
didn't work with what you had.
yeah,
But the advantage of that was having the Mineral County Sheriff's Department to help us.
right.
That was very beneficial to us.
And I talked to the state police, earlier, a couple times actually, about if they could cover, like after midnight, once in a while. And they said they'd gladly do it if they had it in their budget, they just don't have a budget for that. And comes from the state legislature, I assume.
We at one point pushed for a 24-hour coverage here, but they said we couldn't do it. However, we showed them schedule wise that we could.
I mean, that would help, that would take a little bit of burden off the sheriff's department if the state police would do it, but I don't expect it to happen.
Does most counties, in West Virginia, does the state police don't work 24 or does some counties they do?
There's only a few counties that do,
Only a few. I've wondered about that.
only a few. Most had one call after midnight, some did. I mean, there for a while, we were working till 2 AM. But they got that backwards too. They said that it was not effective. Very effective. They looked at it more as numbers. They thought that if you had a guy out from midnight to 2 o'clock, then he should be able to produce 20 citations a day. No. midnight too, typically, then what you're gonna run into is a pursuit, something. Not a ton of activity out there to generate, but what you do encounter is
not normally good, right?
presence you want to find. They didn't, they were more on numbers than anything else.
Okay. We'll be talking to you again, I'm sure. We'll be talking to you again, I'm sure.
It's only 2.5 months.
Yeah, 2.5 months.
You won't get through the bills, you won't go back in executive session.
Well, we probably should go to the executive session again, right?
Whatever you all wanna do, whatever order, and we gotta look at these seals, I'm sure that's something that.
We can do that while we're
Are
doing
you,
bills.
are you leaving?
If you wouldn't mind, if they do make a decision on the seals, if you could just send
Send
me.
your-
Oh,
information,
yeah.
I could
Yeah, for
do
sure.
it that way, that's.
Well,
The rest
We're not
of
gonna
it's
make a
just the
decision, we're not gonna
states
make
and
a
all that
decision
stuff.
back
I wanted-
in executive session.
I want to share something while you're here too. I got a phone call the other day. Matter of fact, it was yesterday from First Energy. They are, and it's not for, make sure this is in there, because the guy that called me said he's wanting people to know that this is not because of the windmills and it's not because of solar power, but they're gonna run a heavier new line from, what did you say, Putnam County over through the north someplace to, for electricity. And it's because they're needing it. With these electric cars coming, they're trying to get ready for it. So if you hear that, he told me, he said, just let people know that it's not because of the windmills, and it is not because of electric solar panels. So they should start a release on that.
No, I was just gonna say, I wonder if they would.
They're supposed to, I think today,
I'll have to check their website too, sometimes they just.
they're supposed to be released on that
Their
today. And did you hear about the meet the candidates? They're having a little debate up at
Yeah, I jotted that. down.
American Legion.
Said
American
October.
Legion at 7 o'clock on.
Yeah.
Okay, and also, I met with, Brian Imperial, you know who I'm talking about?
Yes,
All right, I got some pictures here that he's done some of these stuff. He was the young man that went to Kaiser, lived in Burlington, went to Kaiser High School. And he moved to, Raleigh, Durham, North Carolina. He went to Texas this summer. I'm not sure whenever the eclipse of the sun was, last summer maybe.
summer, yeah.
He took a picture of that. And he won first prize in 50, come in first in 50 some countries, not states, countries. And I got some paperwork here on him. What I would like to do, put it on the next agenda, please. I'd like to have some of this stuff, a little gallery photos of him here. That's Ryan, and that's a picture he took. He received the award. That was taken over in, London. But, I got some others here. I'll show you directly. And here, you guys will do this. And it's pretty neat. And, I'd like to kind of display his work here in the commission. He's a good boy. His dad grew up in Piedmont, his mother grew up in Birmingham. And I know them both real well. Which school, his mother,
Who is his mother?
Barbara Thorne.
Oh, okay, I know her.
Yeah, we'll have a story on him before too long.
Yeah.
Barbara Pye's working on it.
Yeah, I knew Barbara was here. But that, I thought that, imagine first place out of 50 some countries. I think he said he was 30. I'm thinking he said 3,700 entries. He won number one. It's one other person won in the United States back a few years ago, and he was from California. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And he's originally from this area.
I guess,
Did you know that?
one thing I wanted to mention, you'll have a budget
Imperial.
that you'll have to create
Did you know Daniel?
from like past expenditures. And you'll have
They're
to
little-
stick to it, you know, that's basically how it works. We do need to go over the budget come March, something like that, and put in capital improvements like this so this, like these cameras won't hit us blindsided. You know, there'd already been money built up in there for future expenses, like, you know, bulletproof vests don't last, you know, shelf life on those, so, things like that, that.
I'm sure there's some grants and stuff like that that we work on for that kind of stuff too. But
Hopefully, yeah, I think we did get some grant money before for vests, I believe. At one time.
Hopefully we can, you know, keep in regular touch and.
I like that.
Always good to let people know good things you're doing.
Yeah, she'll wanna know everything that you're doing. She'll wanna know everything that you're doing.
She'll put my feet to the fire again.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Yeah, she's really good though.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm, if Barb needs any of them, let me know.
Okay, yeah, I'll let her know. I really don't know what kind of photos she
Doug's
got.
name is Marshall.
And
Yep.
he's a
Didn't know that.
good boy. He's not married. He's a good boy. Very good.
That's
guy.
an awesome honor.
It is.
You done with me, Mr. President?
Yeah,
All righty, y'all have a
thank
good
you for
day.
coming in.
Thank you.
How's your arm healing?
It's
Good?
it's
What,
good.
what happened?
Had to have surgery.
And, disconnected from the humerus and attached it down in the arm.
Did you have it done up here? Or?
Yes.
I hope it gets better before you have to wrestle with something.
Yeah,
Well, Jerry can handle that.
yeah.
He can't put Dutch on.
Dutch can handle it. I'll watch it.
See you guys.
I'll give him pointers.
Be safe. But if you guys wanna take those pictures and look at them,
Yeah.
hey, pass. Oh. Hey, pass. Here, Dutch.
Oh, absolutely.
Here's one you didn't. look at.
Seals and or flag.
Yes, so some people, a lot of people, the flag was really just the seal on a white piece of fabric. So
Yeah,
I understand, I don't know what else you would do with some of them. And some of them have two attached to them, but
so you take your glasses off to look at them?
What's
that means you need bifocals.
what's EAS Winchester?
Yeah, I tried this.
What was EAS Winchester?
For what?
EAS Winchester.
How much is it?
Well,
There's
there's
a couple
two of them. There's not one for nine. Both of them for nine.
Amazing, if you open it up, there's an invoice attached.
I just thought you'd know. That's why I asked. I didn't see it.
Well, there's a lot of things to talk about, so it's a, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, this is the evaluation.
All the psychological exams for the new deputies.
$900.
Per exam,
Per exam.
all.
Very thorough.
I thought about talking to the sheriff's office about starting for 911. No, I don't think so.
They can save you from a liability later.
Oh, no, I think
Yeah,
the
you
sheriff's
gotta-
office
you
is
gotta
worth
have
it. I don't
this
think it'd be worth it for 911 though.
It has to be filled.
And some of the seals, I just kind of, if like that one had so much little things, I like it as a flag, but then as a seal, I don't, I mean, are you actually using it? or
Let's
what?
go through these and then we'll go into executive session.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fine. Take your time. Just, and I've still got us recording for you too.
Oh.
Yeah, some of them I think would be really good if they would have added some color to them and like there was some. And like some people did more like the logo inside and that's definitely not.
Is there only three or?
Yeah, there's-
Oh, no, there's like
several.
Oh, okay.
15, I wanna say.
Oh, wow.
Is this one of your preferences?
He's not even here.
Don't dislike it.
Chris Hines there's a check here for him, or a thing for him.
For painting?
Oh, that was for?
He helped Doug. Doug
Okay,
wanted his
all
help.
right, cause I was gonna say, he's not here anymore.
Yes,
Yeah,
he is. He's in the assessor's
In the
office.
assessor's office.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
he's-
right,
yeah.
shoot, he's not a custodian,
I thought maybe.
he's not a
Yeah,
custodian.
his overtime is coming out of the maintenance budget.
I thought it was, training or something.
Yeah, there's some interesting. There's some that are really cool. It would be awesome as like a logo or for like a tourism thing. That aren't necessarily a good seal. There's,
Is that Rachel Duncan that works, she works at 911?
yeah.
Is she any relation to the Duncan boy who was in that accident?
I can't imagine that she is, cause she's never said anything about it, but I have no idea. She's from Prosper. Her whole family's from Prosper.
This boy, I think, is from.
They're from Hampshire County.
Yeah,
His dad sent me a text the other day, said that he's shown improvements.
well, good. That's all.
Kind of simple, but I kind of like it.
It's gonna be a long road.
I'm not a
road to
huge
know.
fan of the black and white ones. I like color in them. Well, no, I think there's a couple decent ones to choose from there, really. Yeah, I was happy with the number of entries we got. It's good.
And when are they getting $100?
No, nothing. What? It's, do you see how many entries we got? Don't you think it would be cool just to be the person who designed the seal for your
I thought
county?
maybe if they got $100 to be in the wiener.
No, I think it says we'll frame their picture here in the commission room and
They
we'll
give
get
them
a,
Mineral County days.
yeah, and we're gonna get them a flag.
Are we paying for their Mineral County Day, Ben?
Their hotel, yeah.
Ah,
Lord.
I've definitely got one that's my preference, but I'm trying to be unbiased, so.
Yeah, tell me which one.
no. No, we each of us will pick one and we'll see if it, how close they are.
Well, I was just gonna say which one to hold, but I won't.
Who's talking out?
Maybe it's like, well,
There's one. Oh, it's Connor. Hi, Connor.
hi, Connor.
I'm like, whoo, almost 7 o'clock.
I know, and I haven't had anything to eat.
Yeah, I saw lunch on the way. We did not plan on being at Lowe's near o'clock if we were. We went to get 911 appliances and,
Did you get a good deal?
no. I mean, everything we bought was on sale, but we were within budget. But Cody wanted us to pick up picnic tables for Lorena while we were over there. And on mine, it says you can just buy the kits and they were gonna assemble them. When we get there, we buy the kits and, the guy comes out and he's like, we don't have any kits. Everything we have is assembled. And I'm like, well, I hope 10 of them fit on the trailer. So it took them forever to put the 10 on the
That's
trailer.
about 7
The kits
grills.
would have taken no time, but 10 picnic tables took some time to get on the trailer.
And the thing of it is, if you need something from Lowe's loaded up or got brought out front, it takes forever.
Yeah, the guys were super nice, but, yeah, it was a process.
I haven't looked
We
at
haven't looked through them at
No, I
all.
mean, you done us the bills. And
There you
the
go.
valuation and
We'll,
things.
we'll work.
No. We haven't
I
looked-
am, but here, Dutch. Here, Dutch. I'm working,
We're
trying
talking
to
too
get
much.
through them. I got more bills, doing my best. But my best's not very good.
I get home tonight, have anything in my refrigerator to eat?
I'll be one more to get you. Go back there and get you something. I always keep a little something around there where I can grab real quick. Tomorrow, she's not gonna be there.
Well, I got a bag of popcorn balls.
Do you? That's what I asked Millie when she was coming, after she got home from, I said, what did I ask her? If she had, we had any.
Or did you just want to
Excited.
decide about
I'm just gonna do the photocopies. I don't know where the original is. I bet Jenna has it. I wasn't here at all today now.
No, she got it last week.
Are you gonna look over that letter to Burlington and figure out if it's?
Yeah, I wanted
spiced up or something?
to, just fact check all the response rates and stuff. I wanted to look at our stats and make sure. it's all-
Okay, that's off of a text that I got, or an email I got.
Yeah, I just want to check all that.
Okay.
And I went to their meeting there last Tuesday, that they had open to the public meeting, and they had a very good meeting. I mean, nobody got, it was a good meeting.
Who was the audit performed by? Cause I think you should put
The
that in.
inside, it was performed by 3 people in the department. Now Kendall,
We don't put that in there.
Kendall does the books.
I'm not, if the audit was internal, I personally, as the commission, would not put a statement
wouldn't.
that an audit. is
No,
internal.
don't, let's take it. I wasn't aware of that.
Yes, it was, and you're gonna laugh at this one, tell you who it was.
Are we still recording that? Do you want-
We are, yes.
Oh, you gonna turn it off?
Well, we're not done yet, but I just wanted to catch.
I'll tell you
say
later.
something.
Who I was told.
Been doing that a lot lately, guys.
I was gonna say, we've been doing that all night.
You wanna
Yeah.
scan the?
Good guy. I really like
So when I went to pick it
That
up,
was a good guy,
she was
Don.
sick that morning. and she
Yeah,
had
see, that's
it, and I
somebody
said, "Well, I'm
north end
gonna
of
call
town.
and back it up." She didn't have this filled in, so I just,
From somebody at North Henry County.
Yeah, because of the
Old furnace.
Yeah,
You
okay.
You got more for me?
I'll wait till you look down and I'll look down.
Here, Ron, when you go back up. What's those there?
Okay, do I have a
Oh, that's one we had to sign.
most approved council?
So you-
not done?
I'll second, I ain't got that yet.
Oh, okay, never mind.
did Roger make the motion?
Yes, I did.
That's-
But we haven't looked at them yet.
Here.
Not, I haven't got all of them yet.
Who pants? I'm not gonna tell you.
Oh, okay.
That's,
You know, I was really excited to see, I watched live, two meetings since I wasn't at them, and I was glad to see the budget saying they are gonna get another extension agent, hopefully.
they're
See,
supposed
there were
to.
65 views at the last meeting.
Wow,
Who's that?
65 people watched this meeting,
really?
not this meeting.
Well, I believe that, cause there's a lot of people don't work, they don't have nothing else to
One
do.
of the first ones, there was only like a couple people, but more people are, now that they know, people are like, oh, I didn't know that, so.
And you can just put it on, and like, I just put it on in my office and listen to it passively while I'm doing stuff, and if something catches my attention.
Back it up and say, what did he say?
Yeah, what did he say? Surely he didn't say that.
But honestly, the quality of it's really good, the audio is good.
Jeremy
Well,
Donovan,
excavator.
he's the guy excavator.
Oh, he's got a, oh, this, never mind, I was thinking,
You're thinking dead.
yeah,
No,
I'm hoping he wasn't died.
He's definitely not that, he was just here today.
I just saw him.
Yeah,
I promise. He put our water line
it
in.
scared me when I seen that, cause I know him, and I thought it was another one.
No, that's who that? Jeremy Donovan.
You put your, oh, put the water line in.
Yeah. Okay.
Put out yesterday, across the courthouse and the back ramp thing fell down, and that's like, oh, boom.
Oh, he took off dragging it?
Literally.
Oh.
We were trying to get out before, you know. Well, we're out.
Who's,
The furnace.
who's taking this job on, after December 31st?
No, I guess we'll find out in November.
I don't know.
Oh, the
What
president.
are we at, 29 days?
Yeah, 20 something. What's happening in Israel? I haven't been able to keep up with it.
It's not good over there.
Oh, I wanted to ask this, you know, I considered volunteering to help, they're looking for 911 directors and 911 call takers in all of the states that were affected. I'd kind of like to offer my assistance. Would you all be open to that? It wouldn't be, it'd be like probably 5 or 10 days.
I would be, yes.
I mean, typically in those kinds of assignments, like. I would
If,
pick
you know,
up
if
my
I
truck and
was,
stuff,
if
I
I
wouldn't
was
get
not
to do that,
working,
but-
if I was not working, I would volunteer to go down there and help, and try to clean up or something.
Yeah, I thought about the same
They
thing.
won't let a lot of volunteers in.
I'd take a piece of equipment down, try to
Yeah.
do something. but-
Karen, Fred and Karen Roon's
Well,
sister,
I think it depends on what your qualities are.
well, they're not, they're Karen and them, Karen's sister's down there in Georgia, Naylor, Georgia. And they couldn't get nobody down
I
there.
would say contractor pulls in with one of his trucks, oh, go in.
Well, you know how they're taking supplies into them people in a lot of ways?
Helicopter.
Horses.
Yeah, I saw a mule.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a mess down there. It's sad.
It is.
And they FEMA spent all their money on
Immigrants.
sad. It's just so sad in this country. Can I make a motion on this?
Yep.
I move,
Okay,
I move that we approve the financials.
I second that.
So that also,
that was what the.
It's on the motion.
Okay, did somebody already do the bill?
yeah,
Oh,
Okay,
yeah, Roger made a motion, I seconded.
okay, I thought somebody did, and I thought somebody said we weren't ready yet. Okay,
Yeah, I wasn't ready.
Okay, estates,
Make a
So
motion, we approve the estates.
I'll second.
I'll second that also.
All right.
The seal contest.
Okay,
And
are
truck.
we, oh, is it, you know,
Well, no, you guys need to get the truck and the seal. You don't have to choose the seal or the truck today, but those are the two.
I'd like to think about the truck, that's a lot of money, 50 grand, 60
I'd
grand.
like to trade 911, let them pay for it.
Do they have the funds to do that?
I checked 911's account today, there's 700 to 2,000, and however, payroll has not been taken out since June. So is 70,000 a fair estimate of our monthly payroll costs? I think that's,
Well, my name's getting more scribbly as I go.
That all depends holiday. So July would have had. August would have had holidays, September really never had a holiday, so.
do you think 80? Well, I was thinking 100 initially, but I'm like, I know it's less than
Well, if it's
100.
just say it's 100.
If it's 100, so there's 700 in there now.
When you need July, August, September.
So there's 300 out, but then our quarterly check will be here within the next couple, yeah.
That was at 234 today.
So you're good, Chad.
It's just, that's a lot of money for a deal.
It
You know,
is.
man,
Crazy. It's crazy.
And like I said, it's not something like. Maintenance does need a truck, like I will truly say there is a need there, they need a truck with a tool bed and with a ladder rack so that they.
You know, that tool bed and ladder racks are expensive.
I was
They
looking.
are.
Ladder racks you can get for around 300 or 400.
Yeah,
bucks.
they're not very expensive.
You
You're
said,
getting toolboxes, I need to put new toolboxes on my truck.
what kind of toolbox you gonna put on that truck?
I'll, the cheapest one I can find that wouldn't get broken into.
Oh, you're gonna put the one on the bed rail.
I wanna do bed rails, yeah, that's
Oh,
what.
I said, if you wanna do one across it, I'll give you one.
No, we already have one of those, but it doesn't, they need to be able to. I'd like them to be able to put everything in the toolbox.
And I'm kind of leaning towards a 3/4 ton. I mean, I know your truck at 911 would work, but
Yeah, no,
I'm just kind of leaning towards a 3/4 ton.
yeah, they're, and
Parks is getting a lot more active.
They are.
And they have a dump trailer, and if they want to haul stuff with the dump trailer, I think a 3/4 ton would be better.
That's a pretty one there, but
yeah, I don't,
Sort of plain though.
now 3/4 ton Cummins or 3/4 ton gas?
I think a gas is fine.
Okay, I agree.
The diesel, the price of the diesel just ain't worth it
I'm not
anymore.
choosing.
Well, that's
I-
what, you're talking,
That's just my opinion.
I
That's
mean,
not-
for what they're doing, it pays for itself for me, for what I do. And the pulling that I do, but for,
yeah, so
I do kind of like that thing.
I got everything all mixed up here. The gas one though, it's a silver tradesman, 2,500. And it's 45.8.
I kind of like that.
yeah, and I like that price, and if they take our trade in,
Yeah,
and they give us 23 for a trade in, so then we're only paying 22,000 for it.
Right.
I kind of like that.
well,
Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind doing the truck through 911, but like, if we buy the trailer, we can buy a truck then. Like, it can be, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. This is the truck itself, actually, right here. It's just a silver 25.
I'm gonna pass on that one.
It doesn't have a bed liner either. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but we get one sprayed in.
Get one sprayed in.
We're
You
gonna have,
don't want sprayed
we're
in?
gonna have a couple, huh?
You don't want sprayed in? or-
No,
Oh,
yeah, get one
okay.
straight in. But we're gonna have a couple thousand wrapped up and once you get it set outfit. With everything you need.
I'm gonna pass on that one too.
Yeah, 'cause- and actually, the only Cummins they had that was the tradesman or the lower cost was a black one. And I really, really didn't want a black truck for maintenance. Cause
Yeah.
they get scratched to pieces.
I don't know, I can't pick one.
You know, you
I think
like
I
to be
did.
a decision maker.
I like this one. I like this one, but I like the furnace too. This one has, if it had a little collar in the middle, I would like it. I don't want that one because it's more showcases the state than it does that one.
Yeah.
I don't like that one so much because
Which one don't you like? You don't like that one?
I like it, but it's not the one I would pick.
Sorry,
If we wanna,
I'm biased.
if we wanna do one though, that would be simple for embroidery and that kind of thing, I don't think that one would work out very well.
Well, it's not gonna be super simple for embroidery. I do really like.
I like the old courthouse.
I like the color. I would like this one if we had a little more color in here.
I
like the furniture.
I think this one is the most stately. I think it looks the most sealish, like when I look at other people's seals.
Okay.
I mean,
I
they're
like
highlighting,
windmills.
they're highlighting the windmill.
Well, and here's the thing about any of those, truly, we could ask them to,
Cut the windmill down,
yeah.
because I don't think we wanna be known just for the
Well, I
windmill.
like to think that, go with that. Just go with whatever your favorite.
Well, here's the thing, if you leave the windmills in, we might be able to get some more grants.
You got windmills on both sides.
True.
We do.
When you look behind the courthouse, it's what you see. I
I
mean,
know, it
it's.
is true.
Maybe.
Which other ones did you got? So you said you like this one?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I like that.
See, I don't dislike it. It's just very,
A little bit plainer.
If
than that.
the, so that this is just like a simple pick art pictures, if that was a little more
Yeah,
elaborate, I think
yeah.
it'd be better.
There were others in there that I liked.
I like the
Well,
one too. I like the one of that, I like that one real well.
See,
And I like
I
this.
told Eileen and Jenna when we looked through them, I'm like, they're not gonna like any of the ones that I like. It's. they're
And I
not
like, I
really
like
simple.
that one because it's the old courthouse. It's the picture of the old courthouse.
it's just not as.
And we're gonna forget about
Not as
that.
flashy.
This will not
What's that?
embroider.
That.
Like, if we're gonna stick with the picture of the courthouse as the only element,
Yeah.
This one.
this one is not.
Lauren, this one.
Yeah, cause that's what, but.
Well, if you want, if you like some windmills, I think Clearway, we might wanna pick that.
I mean, I do think it's a representation, yeah, but I think there were some others in here.
The other one I liked was that one right there too.
This
That-
one?
Yeah,
I like that one.
It just,
I just wish there was some color in the middle,
yeah, me too.
like if they colored Mineral County.
Yeah, right. I wish they would have done that. Cause it highlights some of the things from.
It
the
does.
You know, the,
Couple,
Yeah, that's pretty good. I
I
never.
don't like ones that are just a picture in the middle, I think it's too,
right.
like, I
And
don't,
quite honestly,
You
the
think
Florence
you
Smith
could
people,
dress
but
this
some
up?
people say, what is that?
well, that's why, that's the first thing they said.
Yeah, I think you could dress that up some, along with the picture that's around it in there.
Why don't you?
I mean, it highlights ABL, the railroad, the chimney.
Old furnace,
Old front.
Yeah, and those sort of like in,
See, like,
coal,
a little bit of coal,
coal.
One of these.
That's a,
musket and
yeah,
and
musket
an
and
arrow.
arrow or spear.
For the
And the other guy's a farmer, I guess.
Why don't you contact this person, see if they can dress that up a little bit? Okay. Well, you know,
I guess, cause they already use the gold, if they use the gold on the county too, or if that would just like dot out, or should it be a different
well,
color
now what I'd like to see,
or red?
I'd like to see a light blue for Frankfurt and the gold for Kaiser.
Well, we got that with this. This one would look good on a jacket or something.
Yeah,
It would look good on the wall, look good on a flag.
Yeah, it would.
If they did Mineral County in the center, if they did that in a lighter blue.
Yeah. I like to see the. 'Cause if you don't put, you got gold in it, if you don't put a shade of blue for Frankfurt, you won't hear about it.
Everything we do is already these two colors. That navy and the
I know.
gold, that's
Yeah,
what we
blue
always
and
use.
gold
on
for
stuff.
West Virginia stuff.
Yeah,
yeah.
but I'd like to see our both high schools represented too. I
Are
kinda
you
like.
allowed to tell us who submitted it?
And I know what we need. We need
Ah,
a
no,
kayak in the middle of this room.
I don't wanna, cause,
But you can talk to them.
You can't, yeah, don't, I was gonna say, don't tell us. Cause I mean, Roger will be related to him.
Where did,
Because
not-
we can see that. with
where
different
did they
colors,
come from? Not who, where,
all over the county.
all over the county.
But from the county, it had to come from the
Yes.
county.
You know, this one. That's not our mountains. We don't have mountains.
Mhm.
This is the state bird, state flower, doesn't have anything to do with the county.
I'd say one of those two.
That's
I'm gonna
one
pick
of my
this.
top choices too.
I'm gonna pick that. But you guys pick whatever you want. I would wish this one was changed. I wish you had like a kayaker there, windmills out of the way,
Terry
ABL,
on his little-
ABL shooting a rocket up at the courthouse.
So it would be really easy to have a kayaker be out
I was just going by some
I'm
of the things
sure
that
we
are.
could get that.
Wait, is this Jennings? Like, what is that?
This is a bridge up in that direction. There is a bridge somewhere in Mineral County that this looks like. Let me see, that was one
Well,
of,
in my head, I was kind of like,
I need to tell you, because it is a bridge in the county, because we were like, what is that?
bridge like that?
Let me look.
That, it almost. Would
they got the railroad, they got.
They got the railroad, they got the mines, they got the windmills,
Got the
you got the
Jersey
river,
They got the courthouse,
courthouse.
and it's got color.
It does have color. It would look good on this, on a flag or picture or something like that.
I think it's very seal-like.
You know what I'm thinking though, if we're gonna be realistic, we need some bats flying out of the top of the courthouse. And we need Lauren's window with it blocked over with a piece of white plywood in it.
So.
Worry about this one, how detailed it is if you reproduce it.
I know, is you gonna be able to see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Using the West Virginia state flag and existing county seals as inspiration, I've crafted a seal for Mineral County that highlights our natural, industrial, and civic features, showcasing our mountain ranges, rivers, canals, railroads, and county courthouse. I thought they did not put what bridge that is.
That's okay.
It is a bridge though.
Yeah, all right. What's your pick, Dutch?
Is it even one of those two?
Yes, it's one of those two. Those are the two better ones, I think.
I think they are too.
But I'd like to see this one without the windmills.
I think that would be an easy fix. I think
I'd like
it's
to
hard.
see this one with a little better pictures and.
Yeah, like Lauren said, I don't know how this is gonna be embroidered, with all these little things in there.
Cause the details of it.
Yeah,
I think it's really easy to tell someone to remove one element versus just telling them to jazz it up. Like, what specifically would we want to see change? to this?
I'd like to know how this one would embroider. That's my concern with this one, how well it's gonna embroider.
Um,
But it, print wise, it reproduces.
it was the first one we got, so they cut it into a coaster yesterday and it reproduced fine.
Oh, where's the coaster?
It's at the Belmont Center. It's for Mineral County Day. But it did go into a coaster fine. But it was only used because it was the first one we got. And they were just trying one too.
Can we make?
And when you think of like that.
Well, that's,
If you were to have so coasters.
Well, we're
and
talking
stuff.
about taking coasters.
for Mineral County Days, that's what, we got a bunch of wood and they're putting coaster, they're either gonna use the county seal or like a Mineral County.
You're gonna give them away down there. I'm talking about one to sell me.
Oh.
That's what I'm like.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, much.
I'm trying to not be biased, but I'm definitely showing my bias, but I mean, I.
But you
think
did
we
not put your input in until after they narrowed it
could-
down.
Yeah. I think,
There's several of them in there's good. You
yes,
got the
there,
bottom
people put a
paper,
lot of work
Jerry.
into there, they did a
Yeah.
good job.
Hey, Lauren, that bottom paper's Jerry.
I know, it felt like there was more there.
Some of these would be fantastic tourism logos, but it's not, it's a seal.
But even something, I mean, something about that one at first too.
Yeah, I don't dislike this one either, I just wish it had color, that one had color, it would have been in my top choices for sure.
Yeah, this is something tourism might be able to move forward with some of them too, for stuff that they're doing.
Yeah, some of them would be a really cool logo for tourism. You guys don't have to choose tonight, but, I mean, no offense, but we can think about things to death, but you already know what you wanna do.
I'm gonna pick that.
I am too. If they can take the windmills out. I want-
I'm
I want-
100% sure.
Like all over the place.
I don't want the windmills in there. And do you know how many citizens cuss those windmills?
That's true too,
Everybody.
that's an aspect I didn't think about.
Everybody.
I mean, even
How
the
much
people.
money do we make off the windmills a year?
So-
200 and some, right?
So if that's your choice, you guys wanna make a motion to choose it, cause it is, like, that's gonna be our official county seal now.
You guys happy?
Because the rest of them are focusing on
I'm good
West
with it.
Virginia.
You,
I make a motion, we select that one
and remove your windmills.
and remove the windmills.
One second.
I approve that also.
Um, Well, I'll tell you, so that submission was by Nate Nickerson.
What, Nate?
Nate
Oh, Nate.
Nickerson.
Really?
It's
Nate
Stephanie
Nickerson,
Nickerson's
Stephanie.
husband.
Stephanie,
That's
he's a
why-
minister, lady, live up in the airport edition. She is Kevin Clark's assistant.
Oh, I know who you.
Okay, yeah, all right.
So,
I didn't know that was her last name.
Yeah,
So it's a seal slash flag.
yeah, so his flag workup, he's actually got it here. This is, he just has it on a, it's not the exact one, but it's on a.
white flag.
But you think you won't want to remove the windmill?
I think if we ask him to remove the windmills, if he gets to be the seal designer, I think he's gonna be tickled pink.
And it does have the Frankfurt blue in it too.
It does.
It does.
But I was thinking there, you could even do the Frankfurt blue as a flag. On that, but then it might take away from the seal itself. It looks nice on the white.
I hired
Yeah, I think it looks better on the white.
I hired a
Looks nice.
immigrant crew today. Gonna start with
It looks nice on the
Yeah.
poster.
Yeah, hey,
I'm trying to.
Jerry. Still on YouTube, can we make our truck decision?
We already did.
No, our truck.
Oh, shoot.
Again, you don't have to do that today either, but you already know what you wanna do, so you might as well just.
Well, we want you to take the 911 vehicle, bring it down, let our parks use it, then take 911 money. And you take that vehicle and trade it in on,
That's not what Dutch wants to do, Dutch wants to buy the 3/4 ton for maintenance.
oh, okay.
So that's what you guys need to discuss and decide what you wanna
Yeah,
do.
so my opinion is, I think maintenance needs 3/4 ton as opposed to half ton. That's.
And yours is a half ton?
Check to see what your trade-in on your truck would be.
Yours is a half.
I've not checked, mine'll probably be closer to 30.
Yeah, you get more out of yours.
Yeah, but,
If they need a 3/4 ton, then I'm okay with that.
Do they need a 3/4 ton?
Dutch thinks, well, they do pull trailer and they do,
Pulling trailer, and they need a little bit of gravel, or a little bit of dirt, or a little bit of mulch or something.
I was just
with a
trying to-
dump trailer, or even just to put it in the bed of the
I was
truck.
just trying to save the county money, Dutch.
I understand that,
yeah, I don't, either
but
way.
I don't wanna
go.
get another truck that's not utilized.
But,
True.
Parks and Rec wants that. One you got, they're gonna be.
Parks was fine with it, cause they don't wanna
They'll
spend the
take-
money on the
they'll
truck.
take anything.
Cause that F-150 they have was honestly, $3,000 should have been spent on that one and we wouldn't be talking about this at all. It has the base model V6, no factory tow package, and it's a regular cab. Literally, it would have cost about
you know,
$3,000
with that
more
one
on state
truck-
bid to get the EcoBoost and have a crew cab.
With that one truck though, we are paying for bells and whistles, which we don't need.
On
truck? On the one from,
the 3,500 is definitely, cause if I'm gonna, if not one's gonna buy one, I definitely want to get a 1-ton. And both of the 1-tons that are, well,
No,
they're
the
big
one-
horn, this is a big horn, the other one's an XLT, they're not super fancy, but. They aren't base trucks, cause there were no base ones in Monroe County.
I know, but what's there, the seat's gonna hold up, cause they're gonna be cloth.
Oh, if I'm sitting in it, yes,
No,
the
For
maintenance
the
one,
maintenance one that
Yeah.
I was talking about, so that was the Dodge, and it was
it's a tradesman.
it's a tradesman, it's built for work, what engine's in it?
Oh, I mixed all these up. This is the sticker for that one.
You went from Wyman.
Yes, yeah. That's an actual picture of the truck itself.
Well, the sticker's 55, they said 45.
It's gonna be
43.
split between the commission and parks.
Yes, that was the plan. 45.8 is what they're gonna do.
That's got the big Hemi in it too,
well, that's good.
yeah.
I think it's probably got vinyl seats, but I didn't even look at it, if I'm being honest. I just said the cheapest tradesman, 2,500 that you have, so.
So you're thinking that one for Parks and Rec?
It does not matter to me. If you do it that way, or if you do the truck from that one, it truly does not matter to me. Cause that one doesn't need the truck right now, but if we bought the truck right now, it'll be easier to buy the trailer later. Rather than trying to buy it all at once, but it's not a need at all for 911. But a crew cab and a tool truck maintenance need.
This has a snowplow prep on it too.
Okay. Well, that was another discussion we had about them getting the F-150. You can put a snowplow on an F-150. Ford they make the brackets for them, but they're not quite
Yeah, so
designed.
this is prep, but prep is mainly the, electrical system is upgraded.
Okay,
That means-
Springs will be upgraded on the front.
I'm okay with that one. For Parks and Rec. They have the money to buy it.
did Cody actually ask the board at the meeting? Did they approve? Okay. Well, actually, it's $10,000 less than we were expecting. So if we get 23, it's 45. There's what, a $22,000 difference, so you're splitting 11,000 amongst the two.
Alright,
And then the upfits though, I don't know, I looked at ladder racks, the toolboxes I was kind of struggling with a bit, but I'm sure we can find some.
toolboxes are expensive.
And a spray and bed liner, I think $600-800.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's a smaller bed.
Yeah, it's a 6 3/4.
Okay,
No one has 3500s. They've got 2500s on their line,
Yeah.
but they have two 3500s.
Last year when I was looking, I couldn't even find any 2500s.
Oh, now they got more you can.
Oh, yeah. Oh, about 2 months after we got that Durango, went up there and there's nice dark blue Ram diesel, what I would have bought. I said,
Actually-
if that was sitting on the lot when we was looking at it, I bought that sucker.
Hold on. That one?
That looks like it, but there's been several of them
Oh,
go through
okay.
there.
Because if that's the 3500 that I was for 911.
But
okay, so we're making a motion to approve that.
Now, how's it going? I wanna know how it's going.
They're gonna trade the one that we have now in on it.
So that,
150.
so you guys want to trade, not auction.
We're not gonna get $20,000.
That's my concern on it as well. $23,000 I think is a very fair amount.
We're not gonna get that in trade.
We should be able to trade that, can't we?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, we can trade it, but we can't sell it unless we auction it, right?
Right.
The rules don't technically say we can trade it. It says all property is auction.
Seriously?
Why can't you trade something in? That don't make sense.
But I also feel like this is one of those situations where that is such a fair number that
We're not gonna get
we're gonna
that.
be further ahead to trade.
We're
Because
not
on
gonna
an
get that if
auction
we
site,
auction
Let's table it until we find out. what we
Yeah.
do Legally.
Let's don't do
Maybe there
anything.
is something.
well, what I thought about doing was just, well, but I guess that would be, was just buying the truck and then trying to auction it. If we don't get the 23, then selling it to them if they'll do that. But I needed to ask them if they would do that, because I wasn't sure which way we want to go.
They're not gonna buy it for 23, they'll trade it for 23.
Right. So,
Cause they've already sold the new one, so why should they buy it for 23?
They're kind of sensitive right there.
I don't wanna say it's time sensitive, but it's just, they are all stock units, so there's no
Yeah, so
guarantee
somebody
it's
could go
gonna be
buy
there in
that,
2
buy that
weeks.
truck tomorrow.
Right. That's.
Who would we call about trading in?
So I
Call an
think,
attorney,
I think
It's just-
attorney.
code,
Auditor's office.
Yeah, auditor's office.
they're gonna tell me what the code says, I know what it says.
What's it say?
They're gonna say, we can't render a legal opinion, but here's the code.
what, ethics?
No, it's not an ethics rule, it's sale of county property, I've got it on my computer. Let me read it to make sure,
But I
but,
forget, we gotta go into executive session, okay.
oh, yeah. Oh
We
my,
can't-
it's 7:30.
We can't do that without, no. And still, we can't adjourn and go into executive session.
No. Well, we can adjourn and shut this off, though. I mean, we
Yeah,
can-
let's do that.
We're not gonna make any decisions.
Okay, and we have a motion to adjourn.
You didn't get the report yet. Oh, shoot.
Oh, yeah, I had stuff on mine. Okay,
7-3-3,
yes, okay.
I
I think it says any piece of property over $1,000 must be sold at auction with the class 2 legal.
I'm looking to see if there's anything about.
Okay, who wants to go first?
Can I go first?
Yeah, good.
That's something.
Let's see, okay, so
Go eat some.
initially we talked about having maintenance installer cabinets, and I'm still okay with that. However, they've been working for 2 weeks on the bathrooms in family court.
What,
No.
911?
Yes, at 911, and I am afraid of the time it's gonna take to do that. We reached out to the company who sold us the cabinets, and install is $2,400, which I thought was extremely reasonable.
If they work for 2 weeks, don't you have that in?
Cause they've been working on 2 small bathrooms for that amount of time. Are you all? I believe it'll fall in the range I asked you all for, but I just wanted to ask if that was something that you guys would be okay with, if we just went ahead and paid the company to come up with that. I could have maintenance do it, like I said it. Oh, sorry about that.
What cabinets we talking?
For 911 kitchen,
Well, how much do they want?
2,400.
How many cabinets are there?
It's the whole U of the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
It's every available wall. So it's 3 walls of cabinets.
You already got them?
Cabinets have been sitting up there for a couple weeks.
So our maintenance guys can't do it, or there's?
Well, they can. I just, they can. I don't know how long it's gonna take them though. That's. They're doing a good job. I'm not trying to complain about them, but,
Yeah.
the speed might be an issue. Like that kitchen, it's okay to be out of service for a little bit, but not for 2 months. Like my dispatchers do work 12-hour days and aren't able to leave for lunch and stuff, so they do use it every day, multiple times a day. And if you just want maintenance to do it, that's fine. I just thought I would ask, cause I thought $2,400 was pretty reasonable for that.
There's nothing in section 733, but I don't know if there's another section, so.
That says you can do it or can't.
That says you can trade, it just, this is purely public auction stuff, so
Okay,
unless there's something else, but.
yeah, that's what I have. I mean, sorry, the install, are you guys okay with that, or would you rather we just have maintenance do it? It doesn't matter, again, it's just I thought I would ask, cause
How long do you think maintenance will take to get there and get it done?
I gotta get them out of family court first.
How long do you think they'll be out of there? I thought family court was moving in tomorrow.
Family court's having court tomorrow.
I would really like our guys to do it. I would really like our guys to do it.
They
instead of
can't work in
9,400,
a
wouldn't
family
you?
court by court's 1-1.
Yeah, but the problem is they can come up and do my cabinets for a day and then go do something else for 3 days, and then my kitchen's torn up for 2 months.
I understand.
But
Is
I
it-
also said we can just do
Is it-
one wall and then the other wall, and then we can tear out.
Is it, you turn out the bottom cabinets too?
Yeah, it's getting a whole new kitchen.
Whole new kitchen.
Yeah, I think I'd like for our maintenance
Okay.
guys to do it.
I did too, I would too.
That's fine. I just wanted to ask,
What are you
moving,
doing? What are you doing with the old cabinets?
putting them in storage for now, because I'm sure we'll find a use for them. I don't know who needs them, but I figured someone will need them at some point. We also don't have appliances.
And, my storage rooms.
Oh, yeah, because there's top and bottom cabinets. We're also gonna have an oven and a microwave. And an older fridge. We're keeping the new fridge, so we just bought
And
it.
that's why I told even the sheriff's office had their stuff and the excess stuff, I said, we're just gonna have a big sale after every office figures out what they do need. Then just have a big sale of all the surplus items.
We did make a couple $1,000 the last time. No, we not a couple thousand. Well, we made a little bit of money when we did that excess sale. We already talked about moving the courthouse. Let's see what else I got here for you. Community corrections panic buttons came. I wasn't here for the cyber grant, but that was the one that Global helped us with. You all signed the award documents. They're gonna transition our website and emails to .gov. They're gonna set up cybersecurity training for all the employees.
I don't remember being done.
Oh, maybe I just sent the award document down and not seen. We got a cyber grant. through State Homeland
I
Security.
remember you talking about.
Okay, so we got awarded that, and we started work on that.
So we are changing our website to .org to .gov.
Yes, and our emails will be transitioned to .gov too.
When will this take place?
I don't know. Global is doing it. So they will be coordinating all of that. I wish that Global could manage the emails for us and the websites for us. Cause that's, another. Anyways,
How much
That's
was the grant?
well, let me tell you, I want to say 14,000, but I can give you the exact amount. That's all I had. One of you guys want to go and I'll look that up and give it to her.
Let's go now. Well, since our last commission meeting, I had a chase car meeting. It was a short one, but I had it. I was at Region 8 in Moorfield. We had a special meeting over there. I was at the law enforcement dedication, and Jerry and myself met with the Burlington Volunteer Fire Department about their issues they're having with individuals running them down. I was at the breast cancer awareness at the courthouse. I attended the regular monthly meeting of the Burlington Volunteer Fire Department, and everything went great there. It was good. I spoke with Ryan Imperio about this picture that it's gonna be on the agenda the next time. I talked with him kind of lengthily about that. And I spoke with Tom Butcher about that piece of property in Ridgely. He called me also about that, power line that's going to be going through. It's coming through part of Mineral County. It's not related to the, solar or the, windmills, but it's a really a heavy duty power line. Down the eastern panhandle, it's about 300 miles long, I think he said. It's gonna take a while. And, he also said that the property in Ridgely was offered to the state. But somehow it didn't get sold to the state. They bought a piece of property down around Summersville. He said, I'll check and see if it's available, but he said the fees to get that changed over, he said there won't be no charge on, but the fees will be a charge. We might have to pay the lawyers on both sides. First Energy lawyers and, or so, that's something we need to think about. And that's about it.
$14,040 is a cyber grant.
Of course, we had the pro-officer meeting today.
Yeah, Bill.
Yeah, that's a federal grant, right? Homeland Security.
It's probably, yes, it's a federal pass through. It's a CISA grant, I think.
Yeah.
Since the last commission meeting, I was on a Zoom call, that emergency ambulance authority meeting, that was for the chase car.
Chase car meeting.
Chasing the money.
Oh, that's what you meant by chase car meeting. I thought you meant a committee meeting. I was like, when was that? That was been on that committee since the beginning.
But I was just on that Zoom call. I was also on a Zoom call for the National Association of Counties Northeast Region. And one on Wednesday morning. Couldn't stay awake. That was pretty, never mind, shut up, I'm being recorded. Tell me I went up to Frostburg to the Tri-State OHV coordination meeting. That's the trails and roads for off-highway vehicles through the Tri-State, Pennsylvania, Maryland, West Virginia. Jerry was there as well with that meeting. And I was also at a Potomac Highlands Airport Authority meeting. And was at the law enforcement building dedication. And I was at the hoedown that Fort Ashby Lions Club had Saturday evening. That was a good time. Wasn't many people there, usually there is, so. I was over here.
Was it the fairground?
Yes, it was at the fairgrounds. Oh, there for the breast cancer awareness day.
Yes, I think did I mention that?
Yes.
Roger was there.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
All three of us were
yeah.
there, yeah.
So far, it's the only thing that all three of you were at.
You're right, probably. That's Carbondale Town Hall meeting. And I was also on a Zoom call about childcare effects on businesses. And I was on the construction progress meeting as well.
When did you have a day?
Exactly. Well, it rained all last.
Too many, too many.
Yeah. I was on the Zoom call for the fountain water, for the that was for the Parahall thing.
Yeah, I was on that one too.
I was also at the CVB board meeting.
On the Peralala call, did they talk about, I asked John and then I forgot to get on because I was moving furniture. Did they, talk about, I would have much rather than see the extra $90,000 go back to ARPA, but did they even talk about it?
Yeah, they wanna buy meters with it.
Yeah. They wanna buy meters and so.
There's not even gonna be extra money.
No, they're gonna have extra money and they wanna use it to buy meters.
But that's what you're checking on, see if they can do that. They don't know if they can change the scope of the project to add these methods. He wanted to buy 50 meters and
Right.
For other customers, like non,
I have
Yeah,
no idea.
probably, cause there's not 90 customers or 50 customers over there.
Yeah, he wanted about 50 extra meters. But, which I didn't get on there and say, but I want to say, what do you need 50 extra meters for?
I didn't like that either.
okay, I was just curious, I'd like that, and I got back here, I'm like, oh, no, I missed it. And because I wanted to ask about the 90,000 going back into ARPA, but John didn't seem to think it was possible, but I wasn't sure.
Okay, I went to the ORB meeting, breast cancer awareness on the Zoom for Fountain. I think that was probably it.
Been out the apple.
I didn't make.
Oh, yeah, I was at the apple harvest.
I didn't make it.
Forgot about that.
Went out Saturday to the apple harvest.
Cody was there Saturday for us and then.
I was going to go to the apple harvest, and I had too much to do. Oh, I was at the Burlington Fire Department meeting on Thursday.
Yeah, both of us used to there.
Roger and I were at that. Okay,
So, if we done?
The other
No.
thing is, still waiting on my financial statement. So it looks like it's gonna be late again this year, she on his figures. So, it's, one of the requirements is that it is in the newspaper by the 15th. So I don't know if we're gonna make it.
Okay.
But they keep adding things on the state level, and it's just,
Our audit still has not been issued.
I'll check with Sally.
I keep meaning to call her and I forgot. Cause I was talking to her about it when I was at the beach in July.
We had a lot of different counties that she
Yeah.
was doing.
Oh, yeah, I know she's busy, but usually, like ours was so close that I felt like. It just,
Did we do our replies?
I don't know, I'd have to look back, I didn't do any replies, but they were more specific, they weren't, I don't think they were commission
I
replies.
wonder if she's waiting on something.
oh, okay, one more thing. Chad Lindsay called me last night, and he said there's a bill that we need to see if we can get stopped coming through. Let me see if I can find it. HB 244. What that does is prohibits fire companies from charging fire fees outside of their municipality.
The County Commission Association has a completely different
Yes, they do.
Do they?
This
cities.
doesn't affect us. There's nothing that, we don't have anything set up in our county that affects us. That will affect that.
What he's worried about is if, suppose Fountain, for instance, ceases to exist and Kaiser needs to take into that territory, they can't charge a fee for that outside area.
But why should they? The other fire departments don't get to charge a fee for their areas.
This isn't. Yeah, he's reading that, and that ain't the way I read it, and that ain't the way it was explained to me.
I didn't read it, he just
This
called
is
me.
about
He sent it
additional
to me, but I haven't
fees.
sat down and read it.
And it's basically a 1-year moratorium on anybody adding any additional fees.
Cause my understanding is like, so Kaiser's not doing it, but for example,
Kaiser's not doing it. You're right.
Kaiser They do have a fire fee.
They do,
But
it's
it's only
in
for,
the city limits.
City limits.
you know what? No, it's not. It's on all their water bills.
But that's who's.
That's only through the city limits.
My dad
Because-
gets water through Kaiser out Limestone. I'll have to check.
Okay.
But they're charging the fire fee outside of the municipal boundaries,
Correct.
anywhere that fire department is.
Correct.
So I see the point in saying, well, they can't collect, but none of the other non-municipal fire departments get to collect those fees anyways. And it's a city fee. The fire department doesn't have control of it. The city
Right.
does.
City, yeah.
And this isn't a city of, I'm looking at the camera. This isn't a city of Kaiser thing. It's happened in a couple other counties.
He was talking, he cited Lewis County.
Yeah, Lewis and,
Upshur.
Upshur, Lewis and Upshur counties.
Yeah,
They're
because
charging fees to all of the first due area.
Weston was trying to do that, and then Lewis County.
They're not trying, they are.
They
That's
are.
my understanding, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But those aren't their citizens to tax, is the point of it. Like, if you live outside the municipal boundaries, those aren't your citizens to tax. That can't be your decision. There's no like, it doesn't come to the commission for approval. The
Right.
city's making a decision on behalf of citizens they don't represent, simply because the fire department responds there.
And that's what he was saying, fire department responds there.
Right. But
He
a
thought
city
they-
council is imposing a fee on people that don't elect them and that they don't represent.
Okay,
So
got it.
that's the.
All right,
That's the issue I would see with it, like, I could see if it comes to the commission to tax the outside area, but. How's it fair that the city, like, we'll use Kaiser for example, but I live in New Creek, let's say I wasn't, well, my dad's in Kaiser's first due. They don't get to vote on the council members, but they'll have to pay a fire fee, and they have
That's
no
right.
opportunity to choose it, because they're not represented by those people.
all right. Just passing that along. All right, so we need to,
We need to do an executive session, but there'll be no decisions made, so.
okay, so have a motion to adjourn.
Can we actually adjourn and then go in executive session? Or can we just stop the recording?
We'll just stop for.
Just stop the
Stop the
recording.
recording.
Motion to go back into executive session.
Motion to go back in executive session.